Chapter 278. Furry seemed to understand. After barking twice, it stopped rubbing against Douda's little hand. Zhao Yun blinked her eyes, thinking that this Xiao Mao is definitely a spirit. How could a donkey that ate meat understand human language? On second thought, he had spent less than 2 taels of silver to buy such an intelligent donkey. It was quite a good deal. Zhao Yun turned around and was about to go back to the house when Mu Yanfeng quietly followed her. Moreover, it was so quiet that she didn't notice it at all. So this time, she bumped into Mu Yanfeng. Mu Yanfeng gasped in pain. Zhao Yun quickly asked, "Young Master Mu, how are you? Are you okay?" "I'm fine." Mu Yanfeng endured the pain and gasped. "Ah. I think I'm bleeding." Zhao Yun smelled a faint scent of blood. Although it wasn't strong, she could still smell it. "Is that so?" Mu Yanfeng frowned slightly. He didn't expect the situation to be so serious. "Let's go. Hurry into the house." "I'll take care of it for you," Zhao Yun said a little nervously. Mu Yanfeng nodded. "Okay, let's go in then." The two of them entered the house together. Zhao Yun brought over a basin of hot water. First, she removed the white cloth from Mu Yanfeng's wound. The wound that had already scabbed over had a small gash because she bumped into it, and it was bleeding. Zhao Yun quickly wiped it with a hot towel. Then, she put on a new bandage and used the white cloth to bandage Mu Yanfeng's wound again. After busying herself for a while, she concentrated so much that her body felt a little hot and a layer of cold sweat appeared on her forehead. No matter what, she had to take a good bath today. Because of Mu Yanfeng, Zhao Yun hadn't bathed much during this period of time. After all, it was only one room, and it was inconvenient. Today, she was drenched in feces and sweated so much. If she didn't take a bath, her body would probably stink. Zhao Yun's body was steaming hot, so she pulled at her clothes. She wanted to disperse the rising heat. Mu Yanfeng's gaze followed Zhao Yun's movements. He saw that the clothes in front of her chest were loosened, and he could vaguely see the snowy white inside. And on Zhao Yun's chest, a red flower the size of a flower. Mu Yanfeng's, his heart tightened. A little bit. Unfortunately, Zhao Yun's clothes was still blocked. Mu Yanfeng sat up a little, wanting to see more clearly. He felt that there might be a red lotus mark on Zhao Yun's chest. If it was true, then wouldn't Zhao Yun be the woman who had sex with him that night? "All right, young Master Mu, your wound is bandaged. Don't move around anymore. I'll be careful not to touch you. If you get hurt again, it'll be serious," Zhao Yun said. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she raised her head and saw Mu Yanfeng's gaze on her chest. She lowered her head and realized that the clothes on her chest were too loose, and her snow-white chest could be seen. After being stunned for a second, Zhao Yun quickly covered her chest and tidied up her clothes. Young Master Mu, where are you looking at?" This Mu Yanfeng looked so serious. Could he be a pervert? Chapter 279. He couldn't possibly say that he wanted to see what was on Zhao Yun's chest, right? I wasn't looking there. Mu Yanfeng originally wanted to ask what kind of mark was on Zhao Yun's chest, but in the end, he didn't ask. If he asked, wouldn't he be admitting that he was staring at Zhao Yun's chest just now? It seemed that he had to take another look and confirm it when he had the chance. He couldn't be sure of it. Of course, he wasn't sure if his eyes were playing tricks on him or if he was thinking too much. Because he thought about it today, he felt that he saw something on Zhao Yun's chest. Then I'll go out first. Young Master Mu, I'm going to take a shower later. Can you stay in the kitchen for a while? Zhao Yun asked. Sure. Mu Yanfeng nodded. Zhao Yun hurriedly covered her chest and ran out. Now, she suddenly felt a sense of danger from Mu Yanfeng. After all, he looked like a gentleman, but in reality, there were many people who were beasts in human clothing. Mu Lianfeng didn't look like that kind of person, but who knew if he was? It was always good for her to be on guard now. What Zhao Yun was more worried about was that she was still sleeping in the same bed as Mu Lianfeng at night. If he made a move on her, it would be really easy. Zhao Yun first went to boil some hot water, then gave Daodu a bath. Finally, she prepared to take a bath herself. Mu Lianfeng also consciously left the room and went to the kitchen. He moved the room out for Zhao Yun to take a bath. Zhao Yun poured the hot water into the wooden basin, added some cold water, and tested the temperature of the water. Then, she put the locust aside and closed the door. After confirming that it was safe, she began to take off her clothes. The clothes that were soaked in sweat and stained with the smell of feces were a little smelly. After she took a bath, she had to go to the river and wash her clothes clean. After finally taking a hot bath, Zhao Yun'er felt a lot more comfortable. Soaking in the steaming hot bathtub, his pores were all opened. Squinting his eyes, he couldn't wait to lie down and sleep. Unfortunately, she was not allowed to do so. She had to hurry up and wash up, in case Mu Lianfeng waited outside for too long. Mu Lianfeng listened to Zhao Yun'er and went to the kitchen. But in the evening, a lot of mosquitoes flew out. He still had the smell of blood on him, which attracted mosquitoes even more. After a while, many mosquitoes flew over to bite him. His body itched badly, so Mu Lianfeng came out of the kitchen. Standing in the courtyard, he could clearly hear the sound of water splashing when Zhao Yun was bathing. A thought suddenly popped into Mu Lianfeng's mind. Zhao Yun'er was taking a bath now, which meant that she must have taken off her clothes. If he took a look, he might be able to see if there was a lotus mark on Zhao Yun'er's chest. With this thought in mind, he felt that it was too immoral to peek at Zhao Yun'er bathing. While he was hesitating, Mu Lianfeng had already walked to the side of the house. It was as if there was a voice inciting him to go and take a look, go and take a look. Just as he was about to peek through the gap in the door, Daodu suddenly ran over. "Daddy, why are you outside?" Chapter 280. Oh, but mother is bathing. Why are you outside, father? Daodu didn't even go out when mother was bathing in the past. Daodu bit his lower lip, looking like he couldn't figure it out. Daodu, that's because you're still a child. It's okay. Father is so old, he can't watch girls bathe. Mu Lianfeng explained. If he told Daodu that men and women shouldn't touch each other, Daodu probably wouldn't understand. Then Daodu can't watch girls bathe when he grows up in the future, right? Daodu looked up and asked. Mu Lianfeng patted Daodu's head. Of course. Girls won't casually let you watch them bathe. Then father, can Daodu watch his wife bathe in the future? Daodu asked softly. The corner of Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched slightly. This child really thought far ahead. How old was he? He was already thinking about his wife. That, Daodu, your wife can be watched. But it depends on your wife. If your wife doesn't let you watch, you can't watch. Oh, then Daodu understands. It's mother who doesn't let father watch her bathe, so father can only watch outside. After Daodu finished speaking, he held his little face and looked sympathetically at Mu Lianfeng. Father, you're so pitiful. It seems like my mother doesn't like you yet. You have to work hard. The corner of Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched slightly. This child was so mischievous. What could he know? However, he also felt that he should work hard when Daodu said that he had to work hard. He wasn't that good at chasing girls. In fact, he was a complete idiot. After all, he didn't like women in the past, and it was even more impossible for him to chase girls and win their favor. Usually, it was the women who chased after him. In this aspect, Helian Chen was the best. Could it be that he had to ask Helian Chen for advice later? Mu Lianfeng couldn't think of a reason. Then, he asked Daodu, Daodu, what does your mother like? My mother likes me. Daodu answered straightforwardly. Ah. Mu Lianfeng pinched the bridge of his nose. That's not what father meant. I'm asking if your mother likes anything she likes to eat, use, play, Dao De thought. I don't know. I haven't seen her like anything. Father, why are you asking this? It's nothing. Mu Lianfeng thought that since he wanted to get Zhao Yun's love, he first had to understand her interests and likes. While the two people were chatting, Zhao Yun also finished washing and pushed the door out. She hurriedly beckoned them to enter the house. Mu Lianfeng wasn't in the kitchen. Instead, he was strolling outside. It was very easy for others to see him. If someone saw him, who knew what kind of gossip it would cause? Zhao Yun carried the wooden basin and prepared to wash the clothes she had changed out of by the river. When Mu Lianfeng entered the room, he smelled a faint fragrance. It was very pleasant. They didn't use locust to bathe in the heir apparent residence. Compared to the strong floral fragrance of ordinary women, he liked the locust fragrance on Zhao Yun after her bath very much. Zhao Yun finished washing the clothes. The sky gradually darkened. Besides bathing, the water in the house was almost out. Zhao Yun prepared to carry a bucket of water with her other hand. Chapter 281. Zhao Yun turned around and found that it was Zhao Tianhu. Zhao Yun was a little curious. It was so late, how did she know that Zhao Tianhu was still hanging out outside? Shouldn't he be at old Zhao's house? After all, Zhao Tianlong and his fifth uncle had returned. Old Zhao's house should be lively at this time. Hua Chunhua would definitely take out good things to entertain them. Therefore, it was not reasonable for Zhao Tianhu to be outside at this time. Second cousin, why are you still here at this time? Zhao Yun asked. I just came out for a stroll, Zhao Tianhu said. There was some hidden emotions in his eyes. Zhao Yun still caught the disappointment in Zhao Tianhu's eyes. In a bad mood? What was the reason? Zhao Yun was curious, but Zhao Tianhu didn't want to say, so she didn't ask. Zhao Tianhu was taller than Zhao Yun His arms were longer than Zhao Yun and his strength was greater than Zhao Yun Therefore, it was effortless for him to carry a bucket of water from the river. Second cousin, thank you, Zhao Yun thanked him. When he wanted to reach out and take the wooden bucket in Zhao Yun's hand, Zhao Tianhu said, I'll help you send it back. It's a little heavy. Cousin Yun if you need to do this kind of work in the future, just call me. Zhao Tianhu was kind, but Zhao Yun still didn't expect that her second cousin would become so good. In other words, she didn't have much contact with Zhao Tianhu in the past, so she didn't know how good Zhao Tianhu was. Zhao Yun didn't refuse Zhao Tianhu's kindness and let Zhao Tianhu help her send the water back. Second cousin, thank you. When Zhao Yun saw that it was getting late, she reminded Zhao Tianhu, second cousin, it's getting late. You should hurry back as well. Otherwise, when it's dark and you can't see the road clearly, it's easy to fall. All right. Zhao Tianhu responded. When he was about to turn and leave, he suddenly stopped and turned back to Zhao Yun'er. Cousin Yun'er, you'd better distance yourself from our old Zhao family. Don't let them trap you. After Zhao Tianhu finished speaking, he left. Zhao Yun'er did not even have time to ask Zhao Tianhu why he said such a sentence. The next day, Zhao Yun drove the donkey to deliver bullfrog and returned from Yang City. Now that they had bought a little donkey, they didn't have to wake up so early in the morning and spent less time on the road. Overall, it was very convenient. This time, they delivered a total of 97 caddies of bullfrog. She got 7 caddies for herself and 90 caddies for Aunt Lu. The total was 2 taels and 80 copper coins. Her share was 2 taels and 180 copper coins. However, because she bought the donkey, she didn't give the money to Aunt Lu last time. This time, she gave Aunt Lu 1.5 taels of silver. When Aunt Lu received the money, she really couldn't believe it. She originally had some doubts about whether Zhao Yuner could really sell it for so much money. Now, she completely believed it. Yuner girl, this money is a little too much, Aunt Lu sighed. At this rate, she would be able to save a lot of money in a few days. After saving for 3 or 4 days, wouldn't she be able to treat her husband's illness? It's a lot, but it wasn't a lot originally. Thanks to Brother Shanzi, we can all earn more, Zhao Yuner said with a smile. Chapter 282. At this rate, she would be able to save up a sum of money very quickly. Yun, our family should thank you. Without you, Shanzi's father's illness could not be cured. Now that he's fine, we don't have to worry too much. Aunt Lu's heart was finally relieved. Zhao Yun, was about to say that she should go back when Aunt Lu said, Yun, I'm going to your grandparents' place to drink wine later. Do you want to come with me? Zhao Yun shook her head. She was going to bring Daoda with her, but there was still Mu Lianfeng at home. She had to cook something for him to eat before she could go to old Zhao's place with Daoda. Otherwise, Mu Lianfeng would be hungry. Because Mu Lianfeng was eating alone at noon, Zhao Yun made a simple meal. She made a plate of braised fish and a plate of vegetables. When she brought Daoda to old Zhao's house, there were already many people gathered in the courtyard of old Zhao's house. They were all here to drink wine. The total number of people in the village was estimated to be able to sit at 5 or 6 tables. The person who came to help old Zhao's house cook was a woman in her early 50s. When the villagers held banquets, they would usually invite women who specialized in cooking. Some of them would directly pay, while some of them would bring back some leftover meat dishes after the banquet was over. After all, holding a banquet was considered a big event. If the dishes were not delicious and the guests were not satisfied, the host would inevitably lose face. Although Hu Chunhua was reluctant, this was the only time. He gritted his teeth and invited someone over. After all, none of his wives were tasty. When Zhao Yun went over, she was not arranged to sit at the table. Basically, the women who came over to drink wine from other families were not at the table in old Zhao's house. Before she came, she did not expect such a situation. Originally, she did not want to come, but when she saw that Zhao Baoshan specially called her, she could not refuse. After all, it was Zhao Tianlong's happy occasion. Zhao Tianlong and Shen Pan did not offend her in any way and treated her well. After thinking about it, she came over. Mother, father asked me to call Yun over to drink wine. Should we arrange for her to sit at the table? Liang Jinxiao asked Hu Chunhua. Hu Chunhua, who was busy in the kitchen, replied unhappily, why should she sit at the table? When the guests are at the table, all the men in the house are not at the table. Why don't you let her wait in the kitchen? When there are leftovers, can't you just make something to eat? Mother, how can we, why not? Did your father ask her to sit at the table to eat? Why don't you know the rules at all? You're already so old. Do you still need me to tell you why? Hu Chunhua glared at Liang Jinxiao. Liang Jinxiao did not refute. After all, there were no women at the table in the house. Hu Chunhua was not just targeting Zhao Yun. However, it did not seem good to let Zhao Yun come to the kitchen to eat leftovers, right? Liang Jinxiao came out of the kitchen and said to Zhao Yun, Yun, your grandmother asked you to bring Daoda to the kitchen to eat. The guests are sitting at the table. Without Liang Jinxiao's explanation, Zhao Yun understood what he meant. He did not want her to sit at the table. Chapter 283. Mother, forget it. I'll go back and cook something for myself. I'll eat better. I can only eat the leftovers here. Zhao Yun said. Liang Jinxiao sighed and tried to persuade Zhao Yun again. Yun, it'll be troublesome for you to go back and cook. Daoda must be hungry too. It's not leftovers, it's just the leftovers. They haven't touched their chopsticks yet. There's a lot of meat today and it's all good food. You can stay here and eat. You can at least have a good meal. Your grandfather specially asked you to come over. If you go back without eating, your grandfather will probably be unhappy. Mother, it's not about leftovers. Since he asked me to come over, I'm equivalent to a guest. If a guest can eat at the table, why can't I? Zhao Yun, and Liang Jinxiao's words fell into Hu Chunhua's ears. Hu Chunhua didn't expect Zhao Yun, to say that. She sneered, who do you think you are? It's good enough to give you leftovers. Do you really think you're a guest? Guests come over and give money as gifts. Did you give them anything? If you don't want to eat, then don't eat. Hurry up and go back. Zhao Yun, sneered. Old Zhao's family still had the nerve to mention gifts to her. They sold her for 200 taels of silver. Without these 200 taels of silver, Zhao Tianlong wouldn't have the money to study. They probably wouldn't have the chance to hold today's banquet. She didn't want to give any gifts and still wanted to eat at the table. She felt at ease. After all, it was old Zhao's family who owed her. Before Zhao Yun could say anything, Zhao Xinhui walked out of the house, dressed to the nines. The dress she was wearing was the one she had bought from Hu Chunhua when she went to Yang City with Hu Chunhua. It was a pink dress, and the style and color were quite pretty. It was not as good as what the ladies in Yang City wore, but it was definitely eye-catching in the countryside. After all, girls usually wore dark-colored clothes made of coarse cloth. Her face was covered with a thick layer of foundation and rouge, and she even put on the few pieces of jewelry that she had taken yesterday. Zhao Xinhui was beautiful to begin with. Now that she was dressed like this, she did not look like a country bumpkin. However, in Zhao Yun's eyes, Zhao Xinhui had an indescribable tackiness. Sometimes, a person's aura wasn't something that could be emitted through clothing or jewelry. Instead, it was something that was naturally emitted. No matter how well Zhao Xinhui dressed, she didn't look beautiful. In terms of temperament, Mu Lianfeng was more elegant. Even though he was wearing tattered clothes, he still looked very handsome. He had an indescribable aura and a sense of nobility. Zhao Yun's gaze landed on Zhao Xinhui's jewelry. Based on old Zhao's family's financial status, how could they have the money to buy such jewelry? Zhao Yun frowned slightly. She had a bad feeling. Zhao Xinhui hopped in front of old Madame Zhao. Mother, do you think I look good today? Hu Chunhua glanced at her and smiled. You look good, you look good. Of course, my Hui, looks good. The attention from the people around her made Zhao Xinhui feel very happy. Since people were looking at her, it meant that she was the center of attention here. She dressed so well that others were stunned. Mother, I'm hungry. Zhao Xinhui said again. Hui, why don't you wait in the kitchen? Or go inside the house and I'll bring you the leftovers when I have them. Chapter 284. If she went to the kitchen to eat, first of all, she would be eating leftovers. She didn't want to eat them. Second of all, she was so pretty. She had to go up on the table to show others. She didn't want to waste her efforts today. Since she was dressed up beautifully, she should show others. Hui, Before Hu Chunhua could persuade her, Zhao Xinhui pouted. Seeing that Zhao Xinhui was unhappy, Hu Chunhua quickly said, Okay. Hui, come to the table. Hui, come to the table and eat, okay? Zhao Xinhui then revealed a satisfied smile. Okay, mother. I know you treat me the best. Seeing old Madame Zhao's completely different attitude, Zhao Yun, was a little angry. She didn't want to eat this meal, but Hu Chunhua's attitude and actions made her very unhappy. Grandma, isn't this table for the guests? Why is Auntie sitting here too? If others see, they'll think that old Zhao's family doesn't know the rules. Zhao Yun, you're such a busybody. I can sit wherever I want. Do you think I'm like you? You've done so many shameful things and can't be seen in public. Zhao Xinhui mocked and ridiculed Zhao Yun, Zhao Yun hated it the most when people kept talking about her pregnancy before marriage. If it was really her doing, then so be it. However, it was clearly old Zhao's family who sold her. They took the money, but she still had to bear the family's infamy. How could this be? Zhao Yun walked in front of Zhao Xinhui and slapped Zhao Xinhui's face. Since she didn't know how to speak, then she would teach her well and let her know how to speak. Slap. A loud sound was heard. Zhao Xinhui felt a burning pain on her face. She didn't expect Zhao Yun to slap her. You. How dare you hit me? So what if I hit you? You don't know how to talk. If your parents don't teach you a lesson, of course I have to teach you a lesson. You bitch. Father, mother, hurry up and beat her to death. Do you think she's talking like a human? Zhao Xinhui roared with a ferocious expression. When Zhao Yun slapped Zhao Xinhui, she didn't know how many layers of powder had fallen off her face. Looking at her now, Zhao Xinhui no longer had any sense of beauty. She looked more like a monster. B*TCH. Zhao Yun snorted. Don't you know how to talk? When Zhao Xinhui was caught off guard, Zhao Yun twisted her arm again. Ah! Zhao Xinhui screamed. Hurry up and let go of me. What if you ruin my clothes? Can you afford to pay for it? And my jewelry. Zhao Xinhui's heart ached more for her clothes and jewelry. She was afraid that Zhao Yun would ruin her things. Zhao Yun's gaze fell on Zhao Xinhui's bracelet again. She reached over with her other hand and removed the bracelet from Zhao Xinhui's wrist. Then, with a gentle push, Zhao Xinhui was pushed out. Zhao Xinhui panicked when she saw the bracelet in Zhao Yun's hand. She shouted at Zhao Yun, hurry up and return the bracelet to me. Return it to you. Zhao Yun's lips curled into a cold smile. Just as the few of them were making a fuss, the noise attracted the attention of others in the courtyard. Many people started to gather around them. It was good that there were more people. She wanted to expose old Zhao's family in front of everyone. Chapter 285. Hu Chunhua didn't dare to make a move because she knew that she couldn't beat Zhao Yun. Snatch her things. Did I snatch her things? Zhao Yun asked in return. She wasn't a fool. How could old Zhao's family afford such a gold bracelet? In addition to the other jewelry on Zhao Xinhui's body, it was more than 200 taels of silver. It seemed that after she left yesterday, young Master Meng's things weren't sent back, but were kept by Hu Chunhua. Zhao Yun couldn't help but be angry when she thought of this. How greedy was this old Zhao's family? They actually kept young Master Meng's things behind her back. After being questioned by Zhao Yun, Hu Chunhua lost her confidence for a moment. This, grandmother, this was given by young Master Meng yesterday, right? Can you explain to me what's going on? Zhao Yun stared coldly at Hu Chunhua. That gaze seemed to be able to eat people. Hu Chunhua was so scared that she shivered. After all, she was a little guilty. Before Hu Chunhua could answer, Zhao Xinhui suddenly became anxious. She rushed up and wanted to snatch the bracelet from Zhao Yun's hands. If this little slut knew that the bracelet belonged to young Master Meng, she definitely wouldn't give it to her. Zhao Yun moved her body slightly and let her pass. This caused Zhao Xinhui to stagger and almost fall. What, you still want to snatch it from me? Hu Chunhua forced a smile and said softly to Zhao Yun, girl, young Master Meng's things are expensive. There are so many good things. Why did you reject him? Grandmother was afraid that you would regret it in the future, so she took it for you first. Zhao Yun sneered. It was true. She said mockingly, Grandma, since you said that, should I thank you? Yun, I didn't mean it that way, but it's really for your own good. Think about it, with so much money, you and Dao Du won't have to live a hard life anymore. In the future, our family will use this money to build a big house. You and Daodu can move here too. We can live together and take care of each other, Hu Chunhua said with a gentle smile, trying her best to please Zhao Yuner. Now, Hu Chunhua suddenly regretted not letting Zhao Yuner eat at the table. Now, so many things had happened. Zhao Yuner gleaned a lot of information from Hu Chunhua's words. This old woman was really thick-skinned. She even wanted to take her money and use it with the entire old Zhao family. Building a house. She even said that. She used young Master Meng's money to let the entire old Zhao family live a comfortable life, and then pretended to be magnanimous and accept her and Daoda to live together. Her wishful thinking was not bad. Grandma, since you helped me keep this money first, hand it over to me now. My things are naturally kept by me. Zhao Yuner said. She put her hands on her hips and asked Hu Chunhua to hand over the money. Hu Chunhua originally wanted to keep it for herself. If Zhao Yuner wanted it back, wouldn't it be equivalent to making her heart bleed? Yuner, it's not safe to give so much money to you. Grandma will keep it for you. It's easy for thieves to enter your house. Hu Chunhua's mouth twitched, and she said with an ugly smile. Whether it's safe or not is my business. You just have to return it to me. Chapter 286. Since she couldn't persuade Zhao Yuner, she could only use force with Zhao Yuner. Hu Chunhua's words were a little harsh, thinking that this would make Zhao Yuner obedient. Grandmother, you also said that this is the rule of old Zhao's family, but now that I've moved out, whether it's the place where I live or the household register, it has nothing to do with old Zhao's family. Why do I still need you to take care of my things now? Zhao Yuner sneered and questioned. Even if you've moved out, you're still a member of old Zhao's family, so your things have to be taken care of by me. Enough, don't be so shameless. The villagers are all watching. Don't you have the nerve to say this? When you chased Daodu and I out, why didn't you think that we're old Zhao's family? Anyway, now that I've set up a female household, no matter what, I have nothing to do with old Zhao's family. Don't come over to curry favor with me just because I have something good. It could be said that Zhao Yuner mercilessly exposed Hu Chunhua. In front of everyone, she didn't give Hu Chunhua any face at all. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, she hurriedly used public opinion to create momentum. She called out to the onlookers who came over to watch and said to these people, uncles and aunties, come over and judge for me. Someone sent me a lot of things. We've already moved out, but my grandmother still wants to take my things. With Zhao Yuner's shout, more and more people came over to join in the fun. Everyone was talking about it, and Zhao Yuner didn't avoid the topic and told them everything. Many people saw young Master Meng's people driving the carriage to deliver things, so they naturally believed Zhao Yuner's words. Many people began to criticize. She's already a grandmother. She can't be like this. Since they've separated from the family and Yun has established a separate female household, then her things must be kept by herself. That's right. I think Hu Chunhua just wants to pocket her granddaughter's things. That's right. It sounds nice to say that we're a family now. Back then, Yuna was working hard to raise the child alone, but she didn't do anything to help. She even chased Yuna out. Although the villagers were chattering softly, their words still fell into Hu Chunhua's ears. No matter how thick-skinned Hu Chunhua was, she still needed to maintain her dignity in front of so many people in the village. Aunt Lu also stood out and directly spoke up for Zhao Yuner. I say, Yuner's grandmother, you have to return Yuner's things to her. Otherwise, how can you justify it? If Yuner is willing to let you keep it, then you can have it. If she's not willing to give it to you, then do you want to keep it for yourself? Hu Chunhua replied with a red face, who wants to keep the girl's things? Aren't they also old Zhao's things? You're wrong. Yuner isn't considered a member of old Zhao's family now. When did an outsider like you get to meddle in our old Zhao's affairs? Hu Chunhua said with some displeasure. Anyway, it wasn't a big deal. She couldn't bear to give so much money to Zhao Yun'er. No matter what, she had to keep it by her side. Hua Chunhua's attitude made the other villagers a little uncomfortable. It's not for us outsiders to meddle in this. We're just being reasonable. What you're doing is wrong. That's right, that's right. Even if you want to bully others, you can't bully them like this. Yun'er is really a pitiful child. Chapter 287. That's right. Let's find Li Zheng and see what else she has to say. Li Zheng, Lu Fugue, was also walking over when they were talking about him. Zhao Baoshan personally went to pick up Lu Fugue. The two of them walked one after the other and arrived at old Zhao's courtyard. As soon as they arrived, they heard that they were looking for Li Zheng. Lu Fugue thought that something had happened, so he walked over to ask about the situation. Zhao Yun'er didn't even need to explain. These villagers who couldn't stand it had already helped Zhao Yun'er explain the situation. Lu Fugue heard and said, "This matter is indeed Yun'er's grandmother's fault. Back then, when Yun'er separated from the household, it was your old Zhao's family who personally suggested it. Since it has been separated, no matter what it is, it should be returned to its owner. Yun'er's things also have to be returned to her." Hua Chunhua was extremely unwilling, but since Lu Fugue said so, she couldn't offend Li Zheng. Zhao Baoshan also heard the situation from the side and his face darkened. "Old woman, I didn't know about this matter. You actually helped Yun'er accept the things that others sent over. I say, why are you so greedy? How can you accept other people's things so casually? Now, no matter what, hurry up and return the things to Yun'er." Forced by Lu Fugue and Zhao Baoshan, Hua Chunhua had no choice but to say, "Yes, yes, yes. Return them to Yun'er, okay? Aren't I helping her keep them?" Hua Chunhua's voice gradually became softer, and her mouth was murmuring something. Zhao Yun'er added in front of everyone, "Grandmother, although I don't know what young Master Meng sent over, I will return it to him later. If he says that something is missing, then it must be you who kept it. I hope you don't play any tricks." Hua Chunhua's thoughts were immediately guessed by Zhao Yun'er, which made her even angrier. This little B***tch was becoming more and more annoying. I know. Who's missing anything from you? Seriously. That's good. Zhao Yun'er's lips curled into a smile. Alright, everyone sit down. The banquet will start soon. Zhao Baoshan hurriedly called out. He didn't want to affect the festive atmosphere today. Seeing that the matter was over, the villagers returned to their seats. Zhao Xinhui was still unwilling to give up. He walked up to Zhao Yun'er and said, "Zhao Yun'er, give me back my bracelet." "Auntie, did you make a mistake? This belongs to me. Why should I return it to you? My mother said it's mine, so it's mine. Are you going to give it to me or not?" "Of course not." Zhao Yun'er put her hands on her waist, looking like she was saying, "Come and snatch it if you have the ability." Hua Chunhua hurriedly said, "Alright, don't ask for it." Zhao Xinhui stomped her feet angrily, "Mother, I like that bracelet. She said it's for me, alright. If our family has money in the future, we'll buy it for you, alright?" Zhao Xinhui didn't believe it in her heart. She also knew that Hua Chunhua wouldn't help her get it back this time. No matter how unwilling she was, there was nothing she could do. Zhao Xinhui was about to turn around and sit down at the table when Zhao Yun'er stopped her. "Auntie, you forgot to return something to me." Although Zhao Yun'er had a smile on her face, it made people feel a cold aura. Chapter 288. There was a hint of coldness in Zhao Yun'er's eyes. "Auntie, do you really not know, or are you pretending not to know? What are you trying to say?" Zhao Xinhui glared at Zhao Yun'er angrily. "Since Auntie doesn't know, then I won't waste my breath." Zhao Yun'er pulled Zhao Xinhui over and removed the necklace and hairpin from her body. Ah, Zhao Xinhui exploded when she saw that Zhao Yun had taken away her last two precious pieces of jewelry. Give them back to me. Give them back to me. Give them back to me. Zhao Xinhui suddenly screamed crazily. What do you mean give them back to you? These are mine. Zhao Yun smiled and completely ignored Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Yun put away the three pieces of jewelry and held Daoda's hand. Daoda, let's go. Let's not attend this wedding banquet. Mother will make something better for you when we go back. Daoda smelled the fragrance in the kitchen and couldn't help but lick the corner of his mouth. But after glancing at Zhao Yun, he nodded obediently. Okay, mother. Daoda will go back and eat with you. Zhao Yun, I won't let you off. Zhao Xinhui said and rushed into the house angrily. Zhao Baoshan and Zhao Yun's uncle, Zhao Wenshi, came forward to persuade Zhao Yun when they saw that she was about to leave. Yun, lass, why don't you stay for the wedding banquet? Today is a good day. Don't be so unhappy as a family, Zhao Baoshan said. Yunner, give your uncle some face and stay for the meal. Your eldest cousin brother is all thanks to you. Zhao Wenshi said. It was likely that Zhao Baoshan had already told Zhao Yun what Zhao Yun knew. Zhao Yunner didn't know if the two of them were doing this out of guilt or because they wanted to please her. They were afraid that she would tell others about what they had done. No, we'll be eating leftovers if we stay. Although my family is poor, we're not that poor. I'll leave with Daoda first. Later, Grandpa, remember to remind Grandma to send the things to me after the banquet. Zhao Yun left this sentence and pulled Daoda out of old Zhao's courtyard. For some people, there was no need for her to give them any face. When they returned, Mu Yanfeng had just finished eating. However, he didn't seem to have much of an appetite for eating alone. He only ate a small piece of the braised fish and didn't eat much of the vegetables. Seeing that Zhao Yun and Daoda had returned, Mu Yanfeng asked, Yun, have you and Daoda finished eating so quickly? No, we haven't eaten. However, we didn't eat and came back with a stomach full of anger. Zhao Yun was still angry when she thought about it. Other than Hu Chunhua and the others, there were also her parents' things. It was fine if Hu Chunhua didn't say anything about accepting young Master Meng's things. After all, she wanted to keep them for herself. However, her parents didn't tell her about such an important matter. If she hadn't discovered it today, would she still be in the dark? These two people shouldn't trick their daughter like this, right? Didn't they think of the consequences? After accepting young Master Meng's things, did they really think that such a person was easy to deal with? Mu Yanfeng saw Zhao Yun panting with anger for the first time, but he felt that she was even more adorable. Yun, if you're willing, you can talk to me. You don't feel comfortable keeping this anger bottled up in your heart, right? At the same time, Mu Yanfeng handed Zhao Yun a cup of water. Zhao Yun took it and drank it. Chapter 289. Zhao Yun'er then explained the situation to Mu Yanfeng. Although she didn't mention much, Mu Yanfeng understood the situation. After listening to Zhao Yun'er's story, Mu Yanfeng felt that Zhao Yun'er and Daoda's life were too hard. The Zhao family was obviously bullying Zhao Yun'er, and he was more worried about the Lord Meng that Zhao Yun'er mentioned. He only hoped that Lord Meng wouldn't cause trouble for Zhao Yun'er. Otherwise, the heir mansion had many ways to deal with him. Miss Yun'er, you're still young. If it's possible, you can remarry and find a man to rely on. Mu Yanfeng wanted to say that she could try to consider him. He was rich and powerful, and no one dared to offend him. If she married him and had his protection, no one would dare to do anything to her in Yang City, not to mention the entire Dezhou country. It depends on who I rely on. Ordinary men are unreliable. Lord Meng isn't an ordinary man. He has to be at least a member of the royal family. Lord Mu, do you think I'm that lucky? Actually, you can consider me, Mu Yanfeng said as if he was joking. This was the second time that Mu Yanfeng had hinted like this. Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but wonder if this man was really interested in her. When Zhao Yun'er was silent, Zhao Xinhui's voice came from outside the house. B***tch, come out. I'll teach you a lesson. If you know what's good for you, give me back my things. Zhao Yun'er frowned. Why was it this woman again? She was like a dog's skin plaster, and she couldn't get rid of her no matter how hard she tried. She thought that Zhao Xinhui had become obedient, but she didn't expect that she would follow her to her house. Different situations call for different measures. Zhao Yun'er was not afraid of Zhao Xinhui. She wanted to see what kind of tricks Zhao Xinhui would use later. Daodu, stay in the house. Don't go out, okay? Zhao Yun'er was afraid that Zhao Xinhui would hurt Zhao Yun'er. I know, mother. You have to be careful too. If auntie bullies you, just shout. Daodu and father will come to save you. Daodu reminded her seriously. Zhao Yun'er scratched Daodu's little nose, and smiled at Daodu. Daodu. Here sir, at least wait until he was a little older. Zhao Yun'er walked out of the house. She didn't want to go out and talk to Zhao Xinhui, but she was afraid that this woman would break into her house if she didn't come out. Then, she might find Mu Yanfeng. Auntie, I said it's mine. Why are you asking for it? Didn't you understand what I said before? Don't tell me you don't understand human language. Do you need me to repeat it? Anyway, you have to give it to me. Young Master Meng gave you so many things. What's the big deal if you give me these? I'm your elder. You have to be filial to me. Auntie, you're really putting on airs. I haven't even been filial to my parents. It's not your turn. You. It looks like you're refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Zhao Xinhui rushed over angrily. Zhao Yun'er could deal with someone like Zhao Xinhui with one hand. But what she didn't expect was that when she grabbed Zhao Xinhui's hand, Zhao Xinhui took out her other hand. She was holding a pair of scissors. Chapter 290. Zhao Yun'er was caught off guard and Zhao Xinhui's move was too unexpected. Zhao Yun did not even have a chance to resist. She had really underestimated her aunt. She thought that Zhao Xinhui was just a little bad-tempered, but she would not dare to do such a thing. Now, she realized that there was nothing Zhao Xinhui was afraid of. Zhao Xinhui was very pleased with herself when she saw that the scissors were about to cut Zhao Yun'er's face. Previously, she had rushed into her house to look for the scissors. Now that her parents were no longer holding her back, she could give Zhao Yun'er a good look. Just as the scissors were a few centimeters away from Zhao Yun'er's face, a teacup flew out of the house and hit Zhao Xinhui's hand. Zhao Xinhui's hand hurt and she let go of the scissors in her hand. The scissors fell to the ground and Zhao Yun'er avoided being stabbed by the scissors. Mu Yanfeng walked out of the house and stood in front of Zhao Yun'er. He asked Zhao Yun'er with concern, "Yun'er, how are you? Are you hurt?" Zhao Yun shook her head. "I'm fine." Fortunately, Mu Yanfeng had acted in time. If he had not acted in time, her face might have been cut. Zhao Xinhui heard a man's voice and saw a man dressed in black walking out of Zhao Yun'er's house. She cursed loudly, "Zhao Yun'er, you be***tch. You're really shameless. How dare you hide a wild man in your house? I'll go tell the villagers now." Zhao Xinhui's tone was filled with schadenfreude. This could be considered to have caught Zhao Yun'er's weakness and could be used to deal with Zhao Yun'er. Perhaps Zhao Yun would be afraid and negotiate with her to give her the jewelry. When Zhao Xinhui said this, Zhao Yun'er's heart tightened. She had to admit that she was a little scared. Paper couldn't contain fire. After such a long time, Mu Yanfeng was finally discovered. However, when Zhao Xinhui took a closer look at Mu Yanfeng, he was stunned. Mu Yanfeng's handsome face was very familiar. Your Highness?" Zhao Xinhui asked with uncertainty. He rubbed his eyes and looked at it again to make sure that he wasn't seeing things. Other than Mu Yanfeng's rustic clothes, there wasn't much difference in other aspects. Especially his face. Not everyone had such a handsome face. Last time in Yang City, Zhao Xinhui had a deep impression of Mu Yanfeng. Zhao Yun's heart was worried, but Mu Yanfeng's face was indifferent. He lightly said to Zhao Xinhui, "Since you know this Shizi's identity, then why did you say that this Shizi is a wild man?" Although Mu Yanfeng spoke indifferently, his aura was still there. Zhao Xinhui didn't dare to offend him. He hurriedly began to apologize. "Your Highness, it's all my fault. How could you be a wild man? I didn't recognize you just now and thought that Zhao Yun had brought a wild man home." Zhao Xinhui was curious. Why would Mu Yanfeng be in Zhao Yun's house? With Mu Yanfeng's identity, it didn't make sense. However, Zhao Xinhui looked at Zhao Yun with jealousy in his eyes. He began to criticize Zhao Yun in front of Mu Yanfeng. "Your Highness, you don't know that my niece likes to bring wild men home. Otherwise, her belly wouldn't be so big. That's why I misunderstood you." Chapter 291. Zhao Yun did not intend to let Zhao Xinhui off so easily. Since Zhao Xinhui dared to be so ruthless to her, wouldn't it be too easy for her to let her off so easily? Zhao Yun walked in front of Zhao Xinhui and slapped both sides of Zhao Xinhui's face a few times. This time, she did not show any mercy. Zhao Xinhui's face was swollen and it would probably take at least 10 days to half a month for the swelling to go away. "Ah," Zhao Xinhui howled like a wolf. Zhao Yun said coldly, "Shut up. If you shout again, I'll cut your face." Zhao Yun pointed the scissors at Zhao Xinhui. In fact, she was afraid that Zhao Xinhui's voice would be too loud and alert the other villagers. When Zhao Xinhui saw Zhao Yun pointing the scissors at her, she did not dare to shout anymore. She endured the pain and quickly closed her mouth. The Zhao Xinhui of the past could not bear such grievances. She cried pitifully and looked very aggrieved. Zhao Xinhui looked at Mu Yanfeng for help. She choked and said to Mu Yanfeng, "Your Highness, look. Zhao Yun is guilty. She saw that I told her the truth and she treated me like this. Your Highness, you have to help me seek justice." As Zhao Xinhui spoke, she even cast a few coquettish glances at Mu Yanfeng, thinking that Mu Yanfeng would take pity on her and help her on account of her good looks. Zhao Yun was disgusted by Zhao Xinhui. She was afraid that Zhao Xinhui did not know what her face had become and still thought that she was as beautiful as a flower. She looked at Mu Yanfeng sympathetically. She did not know how Mu Yanfeng felt when he met Zhao Xinhui's eyes. Mu Yanfeng's reaction was normal. He raised the corner of his mouth and said to Zhao Yun, "Miss Yun, I think that you were a little too gentle. Your sister-in-law doesn't seem to know what's good for her. I've never hit women, so there's no harm in helping you teach her a lesson this time." Zhao Xinhui looked at Mu Yanfeng in horror. She did not expect Mu Yanfeng to do this. "Your Highness, I beg you, let me go. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Let me go." The speed at which Zhao Xinhui admitted defeat was really fast. Mu Yanfeng raised the corner of his mouth slightly and said to Zhao Xinhui in a condescending manner, "Since you don't want me to do it myself, you can do it yourself. It's impossible for me to let you go just like that. After all, everyone has to be responsible for their own mistakes. Don't you think so?" Mu Yanfeng spoke casually, but there was a tone in his voice that brooked no refusal. Zhao Yun only noticed Mu Yanfeng's imposing manner at this moment. This man in front of her was as tall and straight as a mountain. The sunlight fell on his body, as if he was covered with a layer of holy light. Zhao Yun had never been protected by a man like this before. This feeling was indescribably wonderful. Zhao Xinhui glanced at Mu Yanfeng. Okay. Your Highness, I'll slap myself a few times." Zhao Xinhui slapped her own face. Slap, 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 isn't it a little too light? I can't hear anything. Mu Yanfeng said calmly. Zhao Yun was almost amused by Mu Yanfeng. It was so loud, but he said that he couldn't hear anything. It was obvious that he was making fun of Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Xinhui hurriedly slapped herself a few more times. Her swollen face became even more swollen. This time, some blood flowed out of her mouth. Seeing that it was about time, Mu Yanfeng asked Zhao Xinhui to stop. Chapter 292. Your Highness, have you forgiven me? Zhao Xinhui asked. Because her face was swollen, her words were a little muffled. Seeing Zhao Xinhui like this, Zhao Yun suppressed her laughter in her heart. Bitches had to be dealt with eventually. This time, Zhao Xinhui had suffered a lot. She probably wouldn't jump around too much for the time being. She was afraid that she would forget the pain after the scar healed. Did I say that I forgave you? Mu Yanfeng asked indifferently with raised eyebrows. Zhao Xinhui's heart tightened and she looked at Mu Yanfeng in confusion. She asked, then what does your highness mean? I remember that you wanted to tell the villagers about me and Yun here and publicize it, didn't you? You'd better keep your mouth shut. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Mu Yanfeng threatened. Zhao Xinhui didn't dare to disobey. Moreover, Zhao Yun's family was your highness, not some random man. She didn't intend to tell anyone. In the future, she might even come to Zhao Yun's place often and seduce Mu Yanfeng. Yes, yes, yes. Your highness, don't worry. I don't think I'll tell anyone. Mu Yanfeng was relieved and told Zhao Xinhui to get out of here quickly. Seeing Zhao Xinhui's back view leaving, Zhao Yun felt good in her heart. She looked forward to seeing Zhao Xinhui's reaction when she saw her swollen face. Let's go inside. Mu Yanfeng said gently to Zhao Yun. His attitude was very different from how he treated Zhao Xinhui just now. Yes. Zhao Yun was in a good mood. Mu Yanfeng's image in her heart was even higher. Dao praised Mu Yanfeng as soon as they entered the room. Father, you're so amazing. You protected Mother. Mu Yanfeng rubbed Dao's head. Of course. Father is a man. Of course, I should protect you and Mother. The three of them laughed together and the atmosphere was harmonious. Zhao Yun was in a trance, and she felt like they were a family. After the banquet at old Zhao's house, under Zhao Baoshan's arrangement, Wu Chunhua returned all of young Master Meng's things to Zhao Yun. Mother, take a look. We've already used the scissors on this piece of cloth to make clothes for me. We can't return it back. Let's keep it. It's just a bolt of cloth anyway. Young Master Meng might not even remember it, Zhao Xinhui said vaguely as she tugged at Wu Chunhua. When she came back and saw her own face, she almost went crazy with anger. Now, she didn't even dare to leave the house. She had to wait at home for the swelling on her face to disappear before she dared to go out. Wu Chunhua looked at Zhao Xinhui with a pained expression. That's true. It's just a bolt of cloth. Young Master Meng definitely doesn't remember it. That little bitch beat you up like this. She should at least leave some interest. Then Mother, let's keep 3 pieces of jewelry. The jewelry is too expensive. He might be able to tell. The cloth isn't cheap either, but he probably won't pay attention to this. Let's keep the cloth, Wu Chunhua said. Zhao Xinhui thought about it and agreed. It was better to have such expensive cloth than to have nothing. After checking the things that young Master Meng sent over, Zhao Baoshan said to Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinqiao, third brother's wife, I reckon that Yun is angry with us now. You guys can send these things over. Okay. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinqiao nodded. Okay, father. We'll send them over. Chapter 293. The cart was made of wood, and it was a common transportation tool in the countryside. Hu Chunhua looked at the cart full of goods being taken away. She was reluctant to part with them. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao delivered the goods to Zhao Yuner's house. Zhao Yuner didn't have a good attitude towards her parents. Instead of being angry with them, it was more like she was disappointed. When would she be able to change her parents' stubborn personalities? If they continued to be like this, she would be killed by them. It would be better for her to cut off her relationship with her parents before she was killed, so that she wouldn't have such a miserable ending. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao weren't fools. They could tell that Zhao Yuner didn't want to talk to them. "Yuner, are you mad at me?" Liang Jinxiao asked cautiously. He didn't dare to look into Zhao Yuner's eyes. "Mother, do you think I should be mad at you?" Liang Jinxiao roughly guessed what Zhao Yuner was thinking. What else could Zhao Yuner be mad at? She was mad that Hu Chunhua didn't tell her that Hu Chunhua had received gifts from Lord Meng. Liang Jinxiao sighed and explained to Zhao Yuner, "Yuner, I was going to tell you, but I thought you would make a fuss if you knew. Today is your eldest cousin brother's wedding. I wanted to tell you after the banquet." Zhao Yuner roughly understood Liang Jinxiao's meaning. According to Liang Jinxiao, if she knew in advance, she would definitely make a fuss with old Zhao's family. It was meaningless to talk about it now, and Zhao Yuner didn't want to think about it anymore. "Mother, this is the last time. In the future, if old Zhao's family has anything to do with me, you must inform me as soon as possible." Zhao Yuner exhorted. Seeing the nervousness and guilt in Liang Jinxiao's eyes, Zhao Yuner couldn't bear it. "I will, Yuner. Mother won't do that again." Zhao Yuner replied faintly. Zhao Yuner moved all the things into her room. Young Master Meng was really generous. All the things he sent over were good things. With so much money, who knew how many beautiful women he could buy? Zhao Yuner couldn't figure out why young Master Meng was interested in her. It was indeed not safe for her to keep these things in her rundown house. Tomorrow, she would go to Yang City to find out where young Master Meng lived and send these things to him. Early the next morning, Zhao Yuner sent Bullfrog to Sun Zhengxuan's place. After settling the bill, she went to find out. Young Master Meng was considered a figure in Yang City, so it wasn't difficult to find his residence. Zhao Yuner quickly found the Meng residence. There was a manservant guarding the entrance of the Meng residence. He stopped Zhao Yuner and didn't let Zhao Yuner in. "Little brother, I'm here to return these things today. Please help me and inform your family's young master." The manservant saw that although Zhao Yuner's clothes were a little shabby, she looked delicate and pretty. She didn't have the rustic temperament of a country girl. He had a good impression of Zhao Yuner. Coupled with the sweet smile on Zhao Yuner's face, the manservant couldn't bear to refuse. Thus, he said to Zhao Yuner, "Then wait here. I'll go and inform my family's young master. Then, little brother, I'll have to trouble you. Just say that my name is Zhao Yuner." "Okay." The manservant went in to report. Soon, young Master Meng came out. Chapter 294. Young Master Meng's voice, coupled with that wretched smile, made Zhao Yuner feel a little disgusted. She snorted softly and said to young Master Meng, "Young Master Meng, you're really impressive. You've even figured out my background so clearly." Young Master Meng said somewhat proudly, "Of course. In Yang City, there's nothing that this young master can't do. Since this young master has taken a fancy to you, then you can't run away. Follow this young master, and you'll have a good life in the future. Don't worry." Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched a few times. "I don't know why young Master Meng has taken a fancy to this little woman. There's nothing special about this little woman, right? I'm not very good looking, and I'm not young either. With young Master Meng's status, what kind of woman can't you have? I don't know if young Master Meng can be magnanimous and let me go." Zhao Yun admitted that she was a little cowardly and did not dare to offend young Master Meng. In this era, she could not deal with rich and powerful people just because she knew some mediocre martial arts. Young Master Meng smiled and said, Miss Yun is belittling herself too much. In this young master's eyes, Miss Yun is different from ordinary women. You're somewhat unique. Young Master Meng's words almost made Zhao Yun vomit blood. Then since young Master Meng has investigated my family's matters so clearly, then do you know that I'm already a married woman with a child? Young Master Meng shouldn't have such a heavy taste, right? He shouldn't be interested in a married woman with a son, right? Men generally didn't like clean women, especially in ancient times. They probably valued women's chastity even more. Young Master Meng was slightly stunned, then said with a smile, that's fine. Didn't you say that Miss Yun doesn't have a husband? You're just taking care of a child. This young master isn't such a petty person, so I won't mind too much. Zhao Yun felt like crying but had no tears. Damn it, so she had to thank young Master Meng for not despising her. Young Master Meng, what you heard might be a little off. It's not that I don't have a husband, it's just that my husband wasn't by my side in the past. He came back a few days ago. Young Master Meng, if you really like this little woman, then it's a pity. Our great Zhou country's laws state that a married woman cannot remarry. Marrying a married woman is the same crime, 50 times. Zhao Yun racked her brains to deal with Child Meng. She had to find a reason to make Child Meng give up on her. Zhao Yun thought that her reason could fool young Master Meng, but in the end, Zhao Yun realized that she was still too naive. Young Master Meng faintly said, Miss Yun, you don't have to worry about this. Later, this young master will speak to your husband, and then he will divorce you. At that time, this young master can openly marry you. Zhao Yun felt that a mouthful of blood was stuck in her chest, and she almost spat it out. She really admired young Master Meng. She didn't know what was so special about her that made young Master Meng so persistent. Young Master Meng. Actually, this little woman just wants to live a simple life. I don't want to live a luxurious life. Please be merciful and let me go. A forcibly picked melon won't be sweet. I believe that young Master Meng can find someone better than me. Zhao Yun could only say it directly. She couldn't let young Master Meng go at all. Chapter 295. As Zhao Yun spoke, she pointed out the things on her little donkey to young Master Meng. Young Master Meng, these are your things. I've returned them to you. Yun was just an ordinary woman. She had never seen so much money before. It's not safe in my house. Young Master Meng, please take them back. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, young Master Meng's entire face darkened. This woman rejected him like this. No one had ever dared to speak to him like this. Young Master Meng's original patience was worn out. Zhao Yun, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Young Master Meng gritted his teeth and warned. Young Master Meng, I don't dare to offend you, but I'm a married woman. A figure like you wouldn't forcefully snatch a commoner's wife, right? Then let's see if this young master dares. Zhao Yun's brows furrowed together in worry. Young Master Meng's tricks were not something she could deal with. Just as Zhao Yun was frowning and not knowing what to do, a familiar voice sounded behind her. Zhao Yun turned around and realized that the person was Helian Chen. Helian Chen first called out to young Master Meng. In Yang City, the Helian family had business dealings with young Master Meng. When young Master Meng saw Helian Chen coming over, his attitude instantly became humble. After all, the Helian family's power was not ordinary. Basically, all the businessmen in Yang City did not dare to offend the Helian family. Helian Chen did not expect to see Zhao Yun here. He was pleasantly surprised. Miss Yun, why are you here? I'm here to look for young Master Meng. Is young Master Helian also here to look for young Master Meng? Ha, yes. We're here to discuss some business matters. I didn't expect Miss Yun to be here too. This is really fate. Zhao Yun forced a smile and said, yes. Young Master Meng did not expect that Zhao Yun'er would actually know Helian Chen, and from the looks of it, the two of them seemed to be very familiar with each other. Young Master Helian, you also know Miss Yun? Young Master Meng asked in embarrassment. If he had a good relationship with Helian Chen, he really didn't dare to offend Zhao Yun. Helian Chen nodded. I've seen him a few times. When young Master Meng heard this, he heaved a sigh of relief. It was fine as long as they weren't close friends. If Zhao Yun tattled on him in front of Helian Chen and Helian Chen got angry, he would be finished. Helian Chen turned to Zhao Yun'er and asked, may I know why Miss Yun'er is here? I'm returning something to young Master Meng. As he spoke, he pointed at the thing on his little donkey. Young Master Meng couldn't say no now, so he said to the man who sent things to Zhao Yun'er's house last time, Yun, you go and check the things. Yun nodded. Yes, master. After Yun checked the things in Zhao Yun'er's car, he said to young Master Meng, young master, the other things are correct, but we're missing a bolt of cloud brocade. Zhao Yun'er shrugged. Young Master Meng, your things are all here. Anyway, I didn't take them. If anything is missing, please go and find my grandparents again. After all, I wasn't the one who accepted these things back then. Little brother, you also know this. Zhao Yun'er pointed at Yun. Yun nodded at young Master Meng. Back then, he had no choice but to do this because he saw that Zhao Yun'er insisted on not accepting it. Chapter 296. If she didn't escape now, Zhao Yun'er was afraid that she wouldn't have that chance anymore. After all, she wouldn't be lucky enough to meet Helian Chen every time. As for what Yun said about missing a bolt of cloud brocade, she knew that it must have been taken by old Zhao's family. They probably thought that young Master Meng wouldn't find out. Anyway, this matter had nothing to do with her. Even if it was missing, young Master Meng could just find old Zhao's family. She wanted to know how old Zhao's family would deal with it. Helian Chen seemed to have forgotten the purpose of coming to young Master Meng's place today. Seeing that Zhao Yun had left, he hurriedly followed. Young Master Helian, is there something you need? Zhao Yun asked. Helian Chen shook his head and said, nothing. I just want to know if Miss Yun has seen Ah Feng. The Ah Feng that Helian Chen mentioned was Mu Yanfeng. Zhao Yun didn't know why Helian Chen asked this. Thinking of what Mu Yanfeng said before, Zhao Yun felt that it was better not to reveal Mu Yanfeng's information. It wasn't that she didn't trust Helian Chen, but Zhao Yun didn't want any accidents to happen. Anyway, Mu Yanfeng's injuries were almost healed and he could return to the heir apparent's residence soon. Even if others were worried, they wouldn't be worried for long. Zhao Yun smiled and said to Helian Chen, young Master Helian, you must be joking. How could I have seen young Master Mu? Did something happen to young Master Mu? Helian Chen smiled and shook his head. It's nothing. I thought he would go to your place. Zhao Yun couldn't read Helian Chen's thoughts, but she saw the disappointment and worry in Helian Chen's eyes. It was probably because he couldn't find Mu Yanfeng. Zhao Yun didn't understand the situation in the Shitzi mansion. She knew that Mu Yanfeng was fine and that he was recuperating in her home. As for other things, Zhao Yun didn't want to think too much about it. Young Master Helian, there is nothing else, right? If there is nothing else, then I will leave first. Zhao Yun said her goodbyes. Wait. Miss Yun'er, I haven't seen you for a long time. I miss your cooking very much. I wonder if I can go to Miss Yun'er's house for lunch today. Helian Chen licked his lips greedily. What he missed the most was Zhao Yun'er's red braised pork and the delicious mushrooms. Anyway, he had eaten in so many restaurants, but he had never eaten anything better than Zhao Yun'er's cooking. After seeing Zhao Yun'er, the worms in his stomach stirred. If he didn't eat Zhao Yun'er's cooking today, his body would probably feel very uncomfortable. The corner of Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. She was a little confused by Helian Chen's sudden words. He specially went to her house just to eat her cooking. Helian Chen saw Zhao Yun'er's troubled expression and hurriedly said, "Miss Yun'er, don't worry. I definitely won't freeload this time. How about this, put the ingredients on my tab and I will pay you another 500 copper coins. What do you think?" Zhao Yun'er guessed that Helian Chen had misunderstood her. If it was just one meal, how much could he eat her food? Zhao Yun'er was worried that if Helian Chen went to her house, wouldn't he discover Mu Lianfeng? She still had to discuss this matter with Mu Lianfeng. That. "Young Master Helian, isn't it too troublesome for you to come to my house so far away?" Helian Chen seemed to be very indifferent. "It's okay, Miss Yun'er. I don't think it's troublesome. I have nothing to do anyway." Chapter 297. The corner of Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. This guy was really not easy to get rid of. Looking at Helian Chen's expectant eyes, Zhao Yun'er laughed embarrassedly and said to Helian Chen, "Young Master Helian, you have time now, but I still have other things to do." So. Helian Chen was not stupid. He knew that Zhao Yun'er meant to reject him. He could not help but feel a little disappointed. "Miss Yun'er, if I have time in the future, can I go to your house to eat?" "Of course." "All right then. Miss Yun'er, you go ahead. I'll leave first." Looking at Helian Chen's departing figure, Zhao Yun heaved a heavy sigh of relief. Zhao Yun did not go back immediately. Instead, she went to the market to walk around. There were still some things at home that needed to be bought. In the past, she did not have the money to save. Now that she could earn so much money every day, she still wanted to live a more exquisite life. She bought some vegetables and some bottles and jars of food back. When she was about to go back, she saw a small stall hanging on it. "This stall is for sale. The price can be discussed in detail." It was a snack stall that was still doing business. Zhao Yun'er took a look. The snack stall's business was not bad. There were many customers coming and going. It was probably related to the craftsmanship and the location of the market. Logically speaking, this kind of stall should be able to earn a lot of money in a month. But why was it still for sale? Zhao Yun'er walked over. The owner of the stall was an old woman in her 50s or 60s. Her movements were nimble. She served the customers faster and the things looked clean. Seeing Zhao Yun walk over, the old woman greeted her with a smile. "Miss, are you here to eat? See if there's anything you like to eat. You can order it." Zhao Yun shook her head and said, "Granny, I see that your stall is for sale. Your business is doing well. How are you going to sell it?" The old woman smiled. "My wife is going to give birth to a son. I also want to hold a grandson. Now that I'm busy with the stall and everyone is taking care of her, it won't do. That's why I want to change my business. I'll be able to serve her during her confinement period." Zhao Yun'er nodded, thinking that this old woman was really not bad. If it was an ordinary mother-in-law, she would probably be reluctant to sell such a profitable shop and return to serve her daughter-in-law. "Miss, do you want to take over my stall?" To be honest, if I had the skills, it wouldn't be bad to set up a stall here. I could earn 100 or 200 coins a day. The price of the items sold was not high, but the profits were small and quick. If you do well, you might even earn more than me. Zhao Yun'er continued to ask, "How much would it cost to sell Granny's stall?" "If you want to transfer, you'll have to pay 2 taels of silver first. In the future, you'll have to pay 1 tael of silver a year to rent the stall." Zhao Yun'er calculated. This was not cheap. If it was not done well, she might have to pay for it every year. Zhao Yun'er sighed and said, "Then forget it. It's too risky." "Miss, are you complaining that the rent is too expensive?" If Miss has the heart to take over, we can discuss the price. The old woman was also a little anxious that the stall had not been rented out after a month. Zhao Yuner still shook her head. Granny, I don't want to do business for the time being. After all, I still have to discuss this with my family. How about this, if Granny hasn't transferred out in a few days, we can discuss the price again. What do you think? Chapter 298. Alright, Mississippi. Let me know when you've made up your mind. Okay. Zhao Yun drove the donkey back to the village. With the donkey, she came back much earlier. It was only 10 in the morning. When she passed by family Zhu, she heard the family Zhu quarreling. Zhao Yun heard the fierce quarrel and guessed that something must have happened. She parked the donkey in front of family Zhu's door and Zhao Yun walked in. The moment she entered the courtyard, she heard Mrs. Zhu's cursing. The content of her cursing was also very filthy and unpleasant. Zhao Yun saw Mulan protecting a little girl behind her. The little girl was not very old, about 6 or 7 years old. Because she had been malnourished for a long time, she was thin and dry. She looked very small, even smaller than Zhu San. The little girl was Mulan's child, Hua. She hid behind Mulan and was trembling a little. Zhao Yun saw that Hua's face was a little red and swollen. There was also a palm print. It was obvious that she had been slapped. He was such a young child, yet he hit him so hard. How ruthless was he? Mother, Hua is young and doesn't know any better. She ate when she was hungry. Mother, please don't hit her, okay? Mulan pleaded. Mrs. Zhu snorted coldly, she's just a good-for-nothing. Why don't you hit her? Will she learn her lesson if you don't hit her? Why are you still protecting her, you little b*tch? Get out of my way. Mother, isn't it just a steamed egg? Let's make another one. Hua will definitely learn her lesson this time. Mrs. Zhu sneered, isn't it just a steamed egg? It's easy for you to say. Do you think eggs are cheap? They're very precious. Even an old woman like me can't bear to eat them, but this good-for-nothing ate them. The more Mrs. Zhu thought about it, the angrier she became. She picked up the broom and threw it at Mulan. Hua screamed in fright. How could a child withstand such a scare? Mulan quickly held Hua in her arms so that Mrs. Zhu's broom wouldn't hit Hua. However, she was the one who was injured. The broom fell heavily on Mulan's back. It hurt just by looking at it. Mrs. Zhu was really merciless. She used so much strength. Fortunately, she hit Mulan. If it hit Hua, her petite body would not be able to withstand it. Cruel and merciless old woman, Zhao Yun cursed in her heart. Looking at Mrs. Zhu's appearance, she felt disgusted. How could there be such an annoying person? Now, she sympathized with Mulan even more. Stop! Zhao Yun scolded and pulled up Mulan and Hua from the ground. Mrs. Zhu glanced at Zhao Yun and said in a displeased tone, what do you mean stop? I'm teaching my family a lesson. What does it have to do with you? Do you want to interfere? Zhao Yun took a deep breath. She knew that she was meddling in other people's business. However, she had a good relationship with Mulan. She couldn't just watch Mulan be bullied like this. Her mother was also a stubborn person. She didn't want Mulan to continue enduring like this. She would be as miserable as her mother for the rest of her life. Auntie Family Zhu, I don't mean to meddle in your family's business. I'm just saying something fair. It's just a child who stole a bowl of steamed egg. Aren't you afraid of hurting her by hitting her so hard? If this goes on, won't you need a doctor to treat her? Zhao Yun said with a cold smile. Chapter 299. Mrs. Zhu said in an aggressive tone. She probably thought that Zhao Yun wouldn't give her an egg. In the countryside, ordinary people wouldn't be willing to eat eggs. Eggs were usually saved to exchange for money. Seeing Mrs. Zhu's reaction, Zhao Yun said, "Sure, it's just an egg. I'll give it to you later." Mrs. Zhu was struck dumb for a second. She didn't expect that Zhao Yun would say that. Mulan said, "Yun, you don't need to help me. You can keep the egg for yourself." Mrs. Zhu was furious when she heard that. How could she let Mulan ruin her chance to earn an egg? "You bitch, what are you talking about? If I don't want you, I'll make an egg out of you." Mulan looked a little sad. She thought for a while, then said to her mother, "Mom, I made some money a while ago. That money should be enough to buy a lot of eggs, right?" Mrs. Zhu was displeased when Mulan mentioned that. "You did make some money, but isn't it to supplement our family Zhu? You eat and drink family Zhu's food. Isn't food money?" Zhao Yun really admired Mrs. Zhu's ability to turn black into white. "Mrs. Family Zhu, you're wrong. If Mulan didn't make money, she would still be able to eat and drink family Zhu. She can't save money, right? For an egg, you beat and scolded her and her child. I think Mrs. Mulan shouldn't help the family Zhu to make money. Anyway, she won't gain anything. The child was treated like that just because he ate an egg." Zhao Yun said angrily. She was helping Mulan to say that to Mrs. Zhu. She believed that Mulan didn't dare to say it out loud herself. Zhao Yun can be said to be mercilessly exposed, making old Madame Zhu lose face. The most important thing is that old Madame Zhu is afraid that Mulan will really learn from Zhao Yun and not sell things in Yang City to make money. "Zhao Yun get out of here right now. It's none of your business. Today, I'll beat this bitch and the little bastard to death." Mrs. Zhu angrily held the broom and was ready to teach Mulan and Erhua a lesson. She just wanted to regain some face from them and make Mulan continue to listen to her. Zhao Yun couldn't hit an old woman. If she did something to Mrs. Zhu, she didn't know how this disgusting old woman would blackmail her later. However, she couldn't let Mrs. Zhu bully Mulan like this. Zhao Yun was worried when a young man walked into the yard. It was Mulan's husband, Zhu Eru. Zhu Eru was tall and strong, but he was a little thin. His skin was dark, and it was obvious that he often worked in the fields. When he saw Mrs. Zhu's broom was about to fall on his wife and child, he hurried forward and grabbed Mrs. Zhu's hand. "Mother, what are you doing? Why are you hitting Lan, and Erhua, Mrs. Zhu snorted. "It's all because of your wife and the little bastard. The little bastard secretly ate the egg soup, and Mulan is still protecting her." Usually, Zhu Eru was also filial, so old Madame Zhu knew that no matter what, her son would definitely stand on her side first. Chapter 300. After so many years, Zhu Eru had figured out what kind of people Mulan and his mother were. Zhu Eru didn't listen to Mrs. Zhu's side of the story. Instead, he asked Mulan first. "Mother, Erhua is a glutton. It's okay for her to eat a bowl of steamed egg, right? The child is so young. What if you hurt her? It's normal for Mulan to protect her. If I were here, I would protect Erhua too. You're such an unfilial son. You've really forgotten your mother after you got married. Now you're protecting your wife, right?" "Mother, I'm not protecting anyone. I'm just telling the truth. For so many years, Mulan has been working hard for our family. She has done all kinds of hard work. However, you hurt Mulan because of such a small thing. You shouldn't have done that." Zhu Eru didn't want to say these words at first. Now that he didn't say it, he felt uncomfortable, especially when he saw that his wife and daughter were injured. He was Mrs. Zhu's son, but he was also Mulan's wife and Erhua's father. If he couldn't even protect his wife and daughter, was he still a man? Mrs. Zhu was so angry that she shouted again, "You're wrong, Eru. How can you say that? how can you say that about your own mother? The family Zhu has really raised an ungrateful son of a bitch. Mrs. Zhu's scolding became more and more unpleasant. Zhu Eru was grateful to his parents for bringing him up. Over the years, he worked hard so that the family Zhu didn't have to live so hard. Even these favors were repaid. His mother was becoming more and more unreasonable. After enduring for so many years, Zhu Eru finally exploded this time. Mother, if you think that Lan, and I didn't do well, let's split up, okay? In the future, we'll live our own lives separately. We won't eat a mouthful of food from the family Zhu. Zhu Eru said with some anger. This sentence really angered Mrs. Zhu. What did you say? You want to split up? Oh, my God, why am I so unlucky to have given birth to such a heartless son? He actually dares to talk to me about splitting up. I'm not dead yet. As Mrs. Zhu cried, she sat down on the ground and began to wail. This sound would probably attract the attention of the crowd later. Zhao Yun'er was also speechless. As the saying goes, dirty linen should not be aired in public. However, Mrs. Zhu seemed to want people to know that her son and she were splitting up. Zhu Eru frowned. This time, he was determined. No matter how Mrs. Zhu made a fuss, he would not relent. If it was in the past, Mulan would probably have relented when she saw that her family was in conflict. But this time, she was silent. If they really split up, it might be a good thing. Previously, Zhao Yun'er had mentioned to her about splitting up, but she felt that it was impossible. She didn't mention it in front of Zhu Eru because it would hurt their relationship. Now that Zhu Eru had said it out loud, she wouldn't stop him. Today's matter had already broken Mulan's heart. Mother, if we don't split up, you can control what we eat. The child is greedy and eats a little. If you do this, Lan, and we won't be angry with you. There are many people in the village who have split up. Why don't we also split up this time to avoid so many quarrels? Zhu Eru said. Another man walked over from the courtyard. It was family Zhu's eldest son, Zhu Dainyu. Chapter 301. Zhu Dainyu knew that if they really separated, he would be the only one left to suffer. His father was dead, and there was no man in the family. He and Zhu Eru were busy with the work in the fields. Family Zhu also had 7 or 8 mu of fields. He couldn't do it alone. When he wasn't busy in the fields, he would find work to earn some money. However, the reason why family Zhu wasn't rich was that he had to support his third brother, Zhu Sanlu. His third brother's basic income was subsidized for his studies every year. If they separated, he would have to do the work alone. If the second branch was separated, he would have to support his third brother's studies alone. Although they were brothers, Zhu Dainyu still felt uncomfortable in his heart. Moreover, his wife was usually lazy. Most of the household chores were done by him as his second sister-in-law. He didn't say anything, but it didn't mean that he didn't know. In general, separating wouldn't benefit him at all. Big brother, I'm not talking out of anger. I really want to separate. You can live your own lives. Our second branch will be separated. Zhu Eru said. You heartless boy. Are you trying to anger your mother to death? Separate? Separate? Wait until your mother dies, then you can slowly divide it. Old Madame Zhu acted as if she was going to kill herself. Zhu Dainyu hurriedly stopped her. Zhu Eru also glanced at Mrs. Zhu with some worry. In the end, he didn't stop her. Second brother, you see, if we split up, how can mother commit suicide like this? You can't just watch as something happens to mother, right? Zhu Dainyu tried to persuade him again. Zhao Yun didn't get involved. She just watched the show quietly. She admired Zhu Eru a little. This man didn't look like the kind of person who was too stubborn. Looking at Zhu Eru's attitude, he was determined to separate. If they really separated, Zhao Yun would be happy for Mulan. Big brother, what I want is for us to separate from the family, not for our mother to seek death. It's true that your mother's life is important, but Lan, her and Hua's lives are also important. Zhu Eru's attitude was firm. Mulan stood behind Zhu Eru and suddenly felt that her husband was as tall and straight as a mountain. Being able to marry a man who protected her like this was also a kind of happiness, right? Second brother, I know you are angry with mother, but how can there be so much hatred in a family? Mother is just a little hot-tempered. You can't be angry with mother, right? As Zhu Dainiu spoke, some people came over to the family Zhu's courtyard to join in the fun. Big brother, it's easy for you to say. If your wife and son were beaten by their mother like this, would you still be able to say such words? Zhu Eru asked back. Seeing that the villagers had come over, they chattered non-stop, guessing what had happened. Zhu Eru simply dropped the topic and pulled Zhu Erhua to the front of everyone. The red swelling and palm print on her little face had yet to disappear. Everyone had children and grandchildren. When they saw Erhua being beaten up like this, they couldn't help but feel sympathy for her. This family Zhu's old lady is too cruel, isn't she? Your little girl is beaten up like this. If she was beaten a little harder, she might have died. Chapter 302. Well, they're all biased. Family Zhu's second son and second daughter-in-law are both disliked. Well, they can't do that. They beat and scolded their wife and children. Eru can't be blamed for separating from them. Nobody can accept it. Exactly, I think it's better for them to separate from family Zhu. Let's see if family Zhu's mother can live a good life after that. Zhao Yun listened to their discussion on the side. She noticed that all the villagers were biased towards Zhu Eru. Of course, in the discussion of these people, Zhao Yun also added fuel to the fire. When all the villagers agreed that family Zhu should separate from them, Zhu Eru and Mulan could really separate from each other this time. Zhu Dainiu and Mrs. Zhu were both angry when they heard the villagers' discussion. It seemed that if they didn't follow Zhu Eru's order, they would be scolded later. Compared with Mrs. Zhu, Zhu Dainiu was more anxious. Eru, we're biological brothers. Our third younger brother hasn't married yet. It's not good for us to separate from each other now. Why don't we wait until our third younger brother is married? Zhu Dainiu sighed. It seemed that he cared more about this family. Brother, our third younger brother is still young. We don't know how long we'll have to wait for our third younger brother to get married. At that time, Lan, and Hua will be dead. Brother, I've already told you that we can separate from each other. You can live a happy life together. Eru, is it worth it to hurt the harmony of our family because of such a trivial thing? Zhu Dainiu pretended to be sad. After Zhu Dainiu finished speaking, he came out to face the people who were afraid of him. Dainiu, it's easy for you to say that. You just don't want to separate from each other. After all, you and your wife have done less work than Eru and his wife. Your mother is biased towards you. What do you mean by hurting the harmony? How did your mother treat the second branch? We all saw it with our own eyes. A woman stood out and sneered. Since she wasn't afraid of causing trouble, she didn't hold back at all. The other villagers followed suit. It's good that you're separated. You won't be bullied every day if you're separated from the second branch. Dainiu, you're filial. You can live with your mother in the future. Why are you dragging Eru away? I don't know what he's thinking. Even his own brother is like this. Zhu Dainiu was so scared that he didn't know how to respond. Her face turned bright red from embarrassment. These people had already made it so clear. If he still tried to persuade Zhu Eru not to split, he would probably be scolded for being thick-skinned. Thus, he lowered his voice and blinked his eyes to signal old Madame Zhu. Mrs. Zhu said to Zhu Eru with a cold face, "You unfilial son. If you really want to separate from the family, then you won't get a single thing from our family Zhu." Mrs. Zhu just wanted to intimidate Zhu Eru. After all, if they really didn't get a single thing, Zhu Eru, Mulan, and their children wouldn't be able to survive at all. Zhu Eru frowned. Seeing that Zhu Eru didn't say anything, Mrs. Zhu was a little proud. She knew that her words would scare Zhu Eru. The villagers couldn't stand it anymore and began to defend Zhu Eru. How can you do this? No matter how biased you are, you can't leave nothing behind after splitting from the family. Eru has worked so hard for the family Zhu before. Chapter 303. The eldest and youngest sons are sons, but isn't the second son also a son? Won't you be punished by the heavens if you do this? The villagers chattered away, making Mrs. Zhu lose face. Mrs. Zhu scolded the onlookers. What right do outsiders have to meddle in our family Zhu's affairs? I can do whatever I want. Ha, anti-family Zhu, what are you saying? We're not meddling in other people's affairs. We just can't stand it. If you act like this, I'll see who dares to marry an unreasonable person like you in the future. Your third son isn't married yet, right? Your grandson still has to marry a wife in the future, right? Your granddaughter still has to marry, right? Don't ruin your reputation. Mrs. Zhu was really frightened by what others said. In the village, other things were not important, but reputation was still very important. If people spread rumors, then it would really be troublesome for family Zhu to marry a wife or daughter in the future. Mrs. Zhu frowned. Because of these meddlesome people, she had no choice but to share some things with Zhu Eru even if she didn't want to. Zhu Eru said, Mother, I don't want much. Just give me a room in our house so that the children, and I can have a place to stay. We have a total of 6 mu of paddy fields and 2 mu of dry land. Give me 1 mu of paddy field and half a mu of dry land. The rest will be given to eldest brother and third brother. In this way, Zhu Eru didn't have much. If they really split the family assets evenly, they would get more than this. Anti-family Zhu, Eru doesn't want much. You have to give it to him, right? Mrs. Zhu didn't say anything. Instead, she looked at Zhu Dainiu and asked for Zhu Dainiu's opinion. Although this request didn't sound like much, Zhu Dainiu still felt that he was at a disadvantage. Second brother, you also know that third brother is still studying. His school expenses for a year are 2 taels of silver. We paid for it together before we split from the family. If we split from the family, you'll have to bear half of it, right? After Zhu Dainiu finished speaking, a villager started to spit out, your third brother also got some of the farmland. Shouldn't he give some of his annual harvest to Eru? Isn't it obvious that he's bullying us? That's right. You shouldn't bully people like this. Zhu Dainiu's face and ears turned red from fear. His wishful thinking was not given a chance for him to carry out. Thus, someone suggested, I think Eru should just share 1/3 of the cost. Actually, it's understandable even if he doesn't share the cost after we split up. Anti-family Zhu, if Eru were to share 1/3 of the money, would the family be able to be divided like this? Well, family Zhu's old lady still didn't know what to say. She couldn't calculate this by herself. Instead, she looked at Zhu Dainiu. Zhu Dainiu thought for a while. If Zhu Eru could share 1/3 of the cost of his third brother's tuition, it would be fine. As for the other 1/3, his third brother's annual harvest would be enough. Now that the villagers were watching them split from the family assets, they couldn't bully Zhu Eru too much. In fact, after thinking about it carefully, if his third brother got married and split from the family assets, he wouldn't be able to get so much farmland. Thus, Zhu Dainiu nodded and said, okay. If Eru can share 1/3 of my third brother's tuition, we'll split it like this. Chapter 304. 1 mu of paddy field, half a mu of dry land, 3 children, and 600 to 700 copper coins every year. Life in the future should be very difficult. Mulan nodded. She was not afraid of these. She and Zhu Eru were hardworking people. As long as the two of them worked hard, they would be able to live a good life. If it was before, Mulan would not have any confidence. Now that she could do business on the street and earn money, she could work harder and make more baskets to sell. That's good. Big brother, mother, it's settled. In the future, mother will live with you. Our second branch will be separated. Also, second brother, you have to bear some of mother's alimony every year. It depends on how much you want, but you can't let me and third brother bear it. Deal. Thus, the separation of the family Zhu was witnessed by the villagers. Zhao Yun also breathed a sigh of relief. On the surface, Mulan and her man got less and were at a disadvantage. However, Mulan was considered to have escaped the clutches of the devil, which was also quite fortunate. As long as she was hardworking and willing to use her brain, there was nothing that she could not live on. Zhao Yun was not worried about Mulan's situation at all. After watching the show at the family Zhu, it was already past 11 o'clock. Zhao Yun hurried the little donkey back home. Daodu and Mu Yanfeng were sitting in the house. Mu Yanfeng was teaching Daodu his homework. Among the books that Zhao Yun bought, there were the 3-character classic, the 1,000-character classic, and the Book of Songs. At this time, Mu Yanfeng and Daodu were explaining the Book of Songs. Zhao Yun arrived and stood at the door. She heard Mu Yanfeng's mouth read, "The peach blossoms are bright and beautiful. The son of Yu Gui is suitable for his wife. The peach blossoms are bright and beautiful. The son of Yu Gui is suitable for his wife. The peach blossoms are bright and beautiful. Yu Gui, the son of God, belongs to his family." Zhao Yun didn't know much about these ancient texts. When she was young, her grandfather liked classical literature and had talked about it to her. Although she didn't understand the meaning of the poem, Zhao Yun liked it immediately. She felt that it was beautifully written. Daodu was only 3 years old, so he naturally didn't understand what the poem was about. He asked in a soft and cute voice, "Daddy, what does this poem mean?" Daodu doesn't understand. Mu Yanfeng patted Daodu's head affectionately. "You're still young. It's normal that you don't understand. You'll understand when you grow up." "But Daddy really likes this poem now." Daodu was a little confused. "Why does father like this poem?" "Because of the artistic conception of this poem," Mu Yanfeng said. He recited the poem silently again while imagining Zhao Yun holding a bouquet of bright peach blossoms in her hand. It was indescribably beautiful. He was waiting for the day when this beautiful woman would marry him and become his wife. In the past, when he didn't have a woman he liked, he didn't understand the beauty of this poem. What artistic conception is it? Zhao Yun walked in and asked with a smile. She also wanted to hear what Mu Yanfeng had to say. Mu Yanfeng was slightly surprised, then the corners of his mouth rose into a smile. It was so beautiful that it took people's breath away. Nothing. Artistic conception is something that can't be explained. You can only experience it yourself, Mu Yanfeng said, but didn't say that he was thinking of Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun smiled and didn't continue to ask, because she also knew that artistic conception could only be understood and not explained. Chapter 305. I'm going to prepare dinner. You two should take a break too. You've been studying all morning, Zhao Yun said. Mu Yanfeng closed his book and nodded. Daodu sensibly said to Zhao Yun, Mother, Daodu will help you with the fire. I'll go too. Mu Yanfeng eagerly followed. Both the adult and the child wanted to help her with the fire, and Zhao Yun didn't stop them. However, Mu Yanfeng had never done something like starting a fire before. Because of Mu Yanfeng's status, he usually didn't come into contact with such things. The adult and the child stood in front of the stove. Zhao Yun was cooking above, but she didn't see the fire start for a long time. After a while, she realized that it was Mu Yanfeng who was making the fire. Daodu was guiding him from the side. Father, this is a fire starter. Before you start the fire, you have to loosen the grass. You have to burn the grass that's easy to burn. A wooden stick won't ignite immediately. Although Dao was young, he was better at this kind of thing than Mu Lianfeng, who was an adult. Mu Lianfeng listened and nodded seriously. Okay, father will give it a try. Yes, father, you can do it. Mu Lianfeng followed Dao's instructions, and sure enough, the fire started. Dao, look, it's on fire. Mu Lianfeng suddenly felt a sense of accomplishment. Father, you're awesome. Dao praised. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth couldn't help but curl up. Looking at the interaction between these two people, she suddenly felt that the atmosphere was a little warm. When the pot was hot, Zhao Yun poured some rapeseed oil into it. After a while, the oil heated up, and a fragrant smell came out. She poured the chopped chili and bird eggs into the pot, and prepared to stir-fry the chili and scramble eggs. Spicy food was more appetizing. He had been eating a lot of meat recently, so it was a little oily. Recently, Zhao Yun also had some indigestion in her stomach. She hoped that these two meals would be as light as possible. The dishes would go well with the rice, but not so greasy. In addition, he stir-fried a plate of cabbage, thickened a plate of mapo tofu, and added some egg drop soup. Although there was no meat, it tasted good. It was also very sumptuous. However, when the chili scrambled eggs, there was a pungent spicy smell that made people sneeze uncontrollably. It was very uncomfortable. Zhao Yun used to stir-fry chili peppers, so she had already gotten used to the taste. It was Mu Lianfeng's first time experiencing it. He kept sneezing and his whole face turned red. Zhao Yun looked at Mu Lianfeng worriedly and asked, "Young Master Mu, do you want to go out and get some fresh air?" Ahem, Mu Lianfeng coughed and waved his hand. "It's okay, Yun'er. At first, I was choking badly, but now I'm much better." Zhao Yun glanced at Mu Lianfeng in disbelief, wondering if Mu Lianfeng was trying to be brave. Mu Lianfeng pretended to be calm and did not have any special reaction. Zhao Yun retracted her gaze and continued to cook. Mu Lianfeng held back his cough. It was really uncomfortable. But he did not want to leave. Zhao Yun often experienced such an uncomfortable feeling. It was too difficult. He did not expect that even cooking was not so easy. His heart ached for Zhao Yun even more. After cooking, the water in the hanging pot began to boil. Zhao Yun took out some tea leaves that she had stir-fried previously and soaked a pot of water. The tea leaves had been stored, but she had never drunk them. Because she did not have a thermos at home, the water would cool down very quickly. There was water in the kitchen for cooking, but she was too lazy to take out the tea leaves to soak. Chapter 306. Dao was still young, so it wasn't suitable for him to eat greasy food. Mu Lianfeng was even more so. Drinking tea often had its benefits. Not long after, the tea in the teapot emitted a fragrant smell. At the same time, the meal was also ready. Zhao Yun called out to Dao and Mu Lianfeng to start eating. After eating and drinking to their fill, Zhao Yun brought the tea over for Dao and Mu Lianfeng to drink. "Mother, what is this?" "Tea." Previously, Mother directly brewed it from the leaves that Mother picked from the mountains. Zhao Yun explained. The tea had a faint green color, and it looked very fresh and beautiful. When Dao heard Zhao Yun's words, although he was curious, he didn't know what it was. He still drank it. As soon as the tea entered his mouth, Dao spat it out. "Mother, it's so bitter." "Bitter?" Zhao Yun also drank a cup. Perhaps it was the first time, so it was a little bitter. After drinking a few more mouthfuls, one would slowly feel that it was a little sweet. "Dao, drink a few more mouthfuls," Zhao Yun said. Dao frowned and obediently drank 2 more mouthfuls. "Mother, does it seem to be too bitter?" "Ha, of course. Later, Mother will add a bit of honey for you." It will be sweet. Okay. Drinking more of this is good for you. Didn't Douda say that he couldn't take his shit down these few days? After drinking it, he will be able to take it down. Really? Then Douda should drink more. When Mu Yanfeng heard this, he also picked up the cup on the table and drank a cup. Actually, he had been having a hard time taking his shit recently. In the past, when he was in the Crown Prince's residence, he always ate bland food. Once he ate too much oily food, he would become like this. At Zhao Yun'er's place, everything he ate was arranged by Zhao Yun'er, so he couldn't say anything. In addition, the food made by Zhao Yun'er was really delicious, so he couldn't help but eat more. After eating too much, there was an obstacle in taking a shit. He was too embarrassed to tell Zhao Yun'er about this. After all, it was inappropriate for a man to say such things to a woman. Mu Yanfeng had never drunk tea before. This was his first time drinking it, and he felt that the taste of the tea was very strange. It was bitter at first, then sweet. After a while, there was a refreshing feeling in his mouth. Mu Yanfeng asked curiously, "Miss Yun'er, you said that this is tea made from leaves. I've never tasted this before. It tastes really good. I don't know where you got it, but if you buy it, it shouldn't be cheap, right? This is tea. It's a kind of leaf. I picked it from the mountains myself. I took it back and stir-fried it in a pot. Then, I ran it out with water, so I didn't spend a single cent. Does young Master Mu like to drink it?" Mu Yanfeng smiled and nodded. "I feel that the taste is quite strange. After drinking it, I feel better." Drinking tea has the effect of refreshing the mind. It can also clear the intestines. Drinking more is good for the body. Zhao Yun'er began to introduce the effects of the tea. Zhao Yun'er was curious why no one in this era drank tea. Could it be that no one knew that this thing could be drunk like this? It sounds like this tea is really good stuff. I haven't even seen it in the palace. I didn't expect to be able to drink such good stuff here at Miss Yun'er's place. Zhao Yun'er was amused by Mu Yanfeng. Good stuff? I guess so. Things were precious when they were rare, especially this kind of thing that no one had seen before. Chapter 307. Putting aside whether people would buy it or not, the production cost of tea leaves was still relatively high. Picking tea leaves on the mountain could only bring back a little at a time. If she called people to go together, she could get more. The problem was that there were not many people in the entire village who dared to go up the mountain. It would take her a lot of time to pick a basket of tea leaves. With so many dried tea leaves, it would probably only weigh 1 caddy. There were not many new leaves picked from the other large tea forest. Calculating the time cost, 1 caddy of tea leaves would not be worth 1 tael of silver. However, 1 tael of silver for 1 caddy of tea leaves was probably something that most people in ancient times could not afford. 1 tael of silver was enough for an ordinary family to spend for half a year. If one was not rich, who would be willing to spend money on this? Therefore, if she took it out to sell, the market potential was not big. In addition, she did not know any rich people. If she wanted to promote the tea leaves, she had to have the connections. She could not do this at the moment. It was better to wait for the future. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said to Mu Yanfeng, "If young Master Mu likes it, I'll prepare some for you when you go back. I still have a lot at home." "How can I do that? I've troubled Miss Yun'er enough during this period." "It's okay. It's not anything good." Speaking of Mu Yanfeng's return, Zhao Yun'er told Mu Yanfeng about her encounter with Helian Chen in Yang City today. She also asked when Mu Yanfeng was going to return to the heir apparent's residence. Although Mu Yanfeng was injured, it was not that he could not move. Now that she had a little donkey, it was fine to send Mu Yanfeng back to the heir apparent's residence. Mu Yanfeng did not mention returning to the heir apparent's residence. Zhao Yun'er could not say much, afraid that Mu Yanfeng would misunderstand that she was disdaining him and chasing him away. "Young Master Mu, the people in the heir apparent's residence seem to be very worried about your safety. They are the same as young Master Helion. Do you really not need to tell them? Mu Yanfeng pondered for a while. He knew that the people in the Shitzi estate were very anxious, but he was reluctant to leave Zhao Yun's place like this. Let's wait a few more days. It's better if we don't tell them. Zhao Yun thought that Mu Yanfeng had some plans in mind, so she didn't say much. In the afternoon, Zhao Yun gave the money from selling the bullfrog to Auntie Lu. She also got some green onions from Auntie Lu's house and took them back to plant. This kind of shallot would be more fragrant when sprinkled into the dishes. If he needed to plant some spring onions, he could cut them up at any time. Although the vegetable garden was small, it didn't take much space to grow spring onions. After planting it, Zhao Yun'er covered it with some plant ash. She estimated that it would grow back in about 10 days. Yun'er girl, a voice came from behind her. Zhao Yun'er turned around and saw his uncle, Zhao Wenshi. Zhao Wenshi had a smile on his face and his attitude towards Zhao Yun'er seemed to be somewhat warm. Zhao Yun'er frowned. She didn't have a good impression of this uncle of hers. After all, he was involved in the plan to sell her for 200 taels of silver. Uncle, why are you looking for me? Zhao Yun'er's tone was indifferent. Seeing that Zhao Yun'er seemed to be too lazy to pay attention to him, Zhao Wenshi smiled a little embarrassedly. Yun'er girl, did you return the things that young Master Meng gave you? Chapter 308. Fortunately, he had sent the item back to young Master Meng. Otherwise, after old Zhao's people had this idea, he didn't know what kind of tricks they would play behind his back and do some sneaky things. I just returned it today. What's the matter, eldest uncle? Why are you suddenly asking about it? Actually, it's nothing much. I was originally thinking that if you didn't return it, could I borrow 20 taels of silver from you? You also know that your eldest cousin brother is going to the capital and the expenses there are not small. When your eldest cousin brother passes the provincial examination, our old Zhao's family will have a meteoric rise. In the future, your eldest cousin brother will definitely be thinking of borrowing money from you. Zhao Yun'er's lips curled into a sneer. So this was what he was thinking. How ridiculous. She really didn't know how Zhao Wenshi could say such words. Or was it that old Zhao's family members were too thick-skinned? Anyway, they had the nerve to ask for anything. Eldest uncle, even if I didn't return it to young Master Meng, you can't borrow money from me. You can just ask grandfather for the 20 taels of silver. The money from selling me shouldn't have been spent so quickly, right? After being ridiculed by Zhao Yun'er, Zhao Wenshi inevitably felt a little embarrassed. Before Zhao Wenshi could say anything, Zhao Yun'er continued, also, eldest uncle, if eldest cousin really does have a meteoric rise in the future, then your family should really thank me. After all, without me, eldest cousin might not be able to study. Zhao Wenshi couldn't refute Zhao Yun'er's words. But there was nothing he could do about it. After all, what Zhao Yun said was the truth. Zhao Yun'er didn't bother with Zhao Wenshi anymore. She picked up the shovel on the ground and was about to enter the house when Zhao Wenshi called out to Zhao Yun'er. Yun'er, there's one more thing I need to trouble you with. Zhao Yun'er did not intend to help, but she wanted to hear what Zhao Wenshi had to say and see how shameless Zhao Wenshi was. Uncle, go ahead. I heard that your family bought a donkey. Yun'er, your eldest cousin brother and your fifth uncle are going to town tomorrow afternoon. Can you give them a ride with your donkey? The sneer on Zhao Yun'er's lips deepened. He was really shameless. Uncle, you're really not afraid of troubling people. Yun'er, you have a little donkey at home anyway. It's fine to send it there for a while. It would be a waste to leave it at home and not use it. Your eldest cousin brother's health is not good, so he can't walk that far. There isn't an ox cart in town, so we can only trouble you. Uncle, it's my business whether or not my donkey is a waste. It was bought with money, so I treasure it. It's more than 10 miles to town. If 3 people sit on it, aren't you afraid that my donkey will break? Xiao Mao seemed to have heard her voice. It understood her words and raised its head to bark twice. Uncle, look, my family's Xiao Mao also agreed with me. It's not willing to pull. Zhao Wenshi did not expect Zhao Yun'er to be so difficult to talk to. He felt that Zhao Yun'er had changed a lot compared to before. You little girl, how could it break your family's donkey? Didn't you buy it to pull people? Otherwise, why did you buy it? Yun'er, your eldest cousin brother can't stand being tired. If he walks more than 10 miles, he'll be exhausted and won't have the energy to study. He's going to take the provincial examination. Zhao Wenshi persuaded again. Uncle, what are you saying? You make it sound like eldest cousin brother is a good-for-nothing other than studying. Chapter 309. You. Zhao Wenshi stared at Zhao Yun'er in anger. What are you talking about? Your older cousin isn't a good-for-nothing. He's going to be a government official in the future. He won't be able to walk so much like ordinary people. If you don't want to give it to him, just tell him. How can you criticize him like this? Seeing Zhao Wenshi being annoyed by her, Zhao Yun'er felt happy. Uncle, it's wrong of you to ask for help. Even if I want to give it to him, I don't want to give it to him anymore. You. Zhao Wenshi waved his sleeves and walked away in anger. He didn't get any benefits from coming to Zhao Yun'er's place. Instead, he was full of anger. Seeing Zhao Wenshi walking away, Zhao Yun'er smiled. Old Zhao's family was really shameless. She naturally wouldn't listen to them. If she got used to it, they would often come to torment her in the future. After Zhao Yun'er finished her work in the vegetable field, she went to get some small green grass. She brought it to Xiao Mao and fed it. Come on, Xiao Mao. You've been working hard every day. Eat more so that you can grow up. It won't be so hard to take care of people in the future. Xiao Mao seemed to understand. It stuck out its tongue and rolled the green grass in Zhao Yun'er's hand into its mouth. Seeing that Xiao Mao finished eating, Zhao Yun'er rubbed its head and said to it, Xiao Mao is so obedient. Woof, woof, woof. Xiaohe saw the interaction between Zhao Yun'er and Zhao Yun'er, and barked at Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er lowered her head and saw the jealousy in Xiaohe's eyes. She smiled and rubbed Xiaohe's head. Xiaohe, are you unhappy? Did you not have a good lunch today? I'll cook fish soup for you tomorrow, okay? Little Hei seemed to understand Zhao Yun'er's words. It rubbed against Zhao Yun'er's feet a few times before it stopped making a fuss. Haha, Zhao Yun'er was also amused by Little Black. She thought that Little Black and Little Mao were really weird. They were smarter than humans. There was nothing else to do in the afternoon, so Zhao Yun'er tidied up the house. She swept the front of the house clean, loosened the soil in the vegetable garden, and pulled out the weeds. Looking at the empty space in front of the house, Zhao Yun'er thought about going back to the mountain to get some wildflowers and plant them in the yard. It would be very beautiful when they bloomed. After Zhao Wenshi left for a while, Zhao Yun'er thought that the matter of sending Zhao Wenshi to town had been put to rest. However, she did not expect that Zhao Wenshi would not give up. This time, he was smart enough to send Shenpan instead of himself. Shenpan held Zhao Yangyang's hand and walked over unhurriedly. However, when she came over, she did not immediately talk about sending her little donkey away. Instead, she started chatting with Zhao Yun'er. Yun'er, I haven't been here for a while. Now that I see that your family is living better and better, it's different from before. Zhao Yun'er smiled. Life will change. How can it be the same as before? As long as you work hard, your life will get better and better. Shenpan also smiled. Her smile was gentle and was different from the ordinary women in the countryside. Yun'er, you're right. As long as you work hard, your life will get better and better. Now that your family has bought a little donkey, it must be worth at least 2 taels of silver, right? Yes. You've saved up 2 taels of silver in such a short time. That's amazing. Chapter 310. Zhao Yun thought that Shen Pan was trying to shift the topic to her donkey. She was probably going to ask her to give the donkey away. However, Shen Pan didn't do that. Instead, she took out a packet of butter paper. She didn't know what was inside. Shen Pan said to Zhao Yun, Yun, these are the dishes we saved for the banquet yesterday. I packed some meat dishes for you. They taste pretty good. You didn't eat them yesterday. Try them today. I'm sure Dowda will like them too. As she spoke, Shen Pan handed the packed food over. Zhao Yun was slightly taken aback. She didn't want to take it. She really didn't understand Shen Pan's tricks. Shouldn't she be talking about giving the donkey away? Why did she bring food over? However, Zhao Yun knew one thing. She had a soft mouth when she received gifts. If she accepted Shen Pan's kindness and Shen Pan mentioned giving the donkey away, Zhao Yun wouldn't be able to refuse. If the truth was really as Zhao Yun thought, then it could only be said that this Shen Pan was too scheming. Zhao Yun didn't take it immediately. Instead, she asked, "Cousin-in-law, do our grandparents know that you packed these dishes for me?" If Hu Chunhua didn't know, who knew how she would make a fuss later? Zhao Yun didn't want Hu Chunhua to annoy her, nor did she want Hu Chunhua to annoy Shen Pan. Shen Pan smiled and nodded. I know. I told our grandfather about it and he agreed. Yun, take it. Although it's not anything good, it can at least improve the food. Zhao Yun still didn't want to take it. Shen Pan thought that Zhao Yun disliked the leftovers, so she explained, Yun, these are all dishes that haven't been served yet. The guests haven't touched their chopsticks yet. They're all clean. Zhao Yun shook her head, indicating that she didn't mean it that way. Eldest cousin-in-law, I have vegetables at home, so I won't accept them. I eat a lot of meat every day. You'd better take it back. Old Zhao's family has a lot of people, and they eat a lot. Moreover, the men work hard, so they need to eat more meat. Shen Pan was stunned as a complicated look appeared in her eyes. She didn't expect Zhao Yun to refuse. She thought that Zhao Yun would have a hard time raising a child. After all, how much money could a woman make? Therefore, the food that she usually ate was definitely not that good. If he sent her something, she should be very happy to accept it. But now, Zhao Yun actually said that she ate a lot of meat on a daily basis. Could it be that he had underestimated Zhao Yun? Thinking about it carefully, Zhao Yun shouldn't be lying. Since he could afford a donkey, he must have some money on hand. Now that he sent meat dishes to Zhao Yun as if they were treasures, it was a bit of a slap in the face. Shen Pan smiled embarrassedly. Actually, it's not bad to try something new. It's better than what we make at home. This mother-in-law's cooking is not bad. Yun, are you really not going to try it? Zhao Yun still shook her head. Eldest cousin-in-law, I appreciate your kindness, but I don't want to accept things from old Zhao's family. I don't want to take any benefits from them. Of course, I don't want old Zhao's family to take any benefits from me either. No matter how good my life is, old Zhao's family doesn't have to covet it. Zhao Yun's words actually meant that now that she had bought a donkey, old Zhao's family shouldn't even think about taking advantage of her. Naturally, they shouldn't think about giving her donkey away. Chapter 311. Shen Pan understood that old Zhao's family wanted to take the gifts from Lord Meng, so she said, Yun, I also think it's wrong for my grandma to accept Lord Meng's gifts, but I'm giving them back to you now. We're a family now, so don't be mad at me. Your surname is Old Zhao after all. Although Grandma doesn't agree with you, in my opinion, you're still a member of old Zhao's family, and we're still a family. If you're in trouble, we can help each other. Shen Pan's words were nice, but Zhao Yuner didn't like it at all. Why did Shen Pan say that they were a family now? Well, sometimes people were like this. When they wanted to ask for help, they would say nice words. Zhao Yuner had to reevaluate Shen Pan now. She was probably the only one in old Zhao's family who looked innocent and harmless, but was very scheming. Elder cousin-in-law, you must be joking. I've already separated from my family. How can I still be a family? It's useless for you to treat me as a family. You know how old Zhao's family has treated me these past few years. Anyway, I'm living a better life now, and I don't need to rely on old Zhao's family anymore. Zhao Yuner's words made Shen Pan speechless. What old Zhao's family had done made Zhao Yuner bitterly disappointed. No matter how she tried to say nice words, Zhao Yuner wouldn't listen to her. Family was like this. It wasn't easy to make up for the alienation caused by indifference. Seeing that Shen Pan stopped talking, Zhao Yuner picked up the wooden basin and was about to wash her gifts by the river. She said to Shen Pan, cousin-in-law, is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'll go to the river first. Yuner, I do have a favor to ask of you, Shen Pan thought for a while, then said it out loud. Cousin-in-law, what's the matter? Just tell me. Yuner, I'd like to ask you to send your eldest cousin brother tomorrow afternoon. He still has a lot of things with him when he leaves this time. I'm afraid it will be a little difficult for him to walk to the town. Moreover, fifth uncle is also going with them. If you can use your little donkey to send them, they won't have to travel more than 10 miles. Shen Pan's tone was gentle, as if she was discussing with Zhao Yuner. She was not as tough as Zhao Wenshi. But their goal was the same. Speaking of his fifth uncle, Zhao Yuner thought it was okay to send him off, but she didn't like the way old Zhao's family took it for granted. Thus, she turned to Shen Pan and said, eldest cousin-in-law, it's actually quite convenient to rent old man whose ox cart to get to town. It'll probably only cost about 30 to 40 copper coins. What Zhao Yun couldn't figure out was why old Zhao's family came to beg her when it didn't cost much. This big bag of meat was probably worth about 20 to 30 copper coins. Shen Pan frowned. She didn't know what to say, so she explained to Zhao Yuner, if we can rent old man whose ox cart, we won't bother you. Our grandmother doesn't agree to rent old man whose ox cart. She seems to have a conflict with old man who before. Zhao Yun remembered what happened before. It turned out to be like this. Cousin-in-law, as you know, even biological brothers have to settle accounts clearly. My donkey was bought with money. Well, you can go back and discuss with our mother. If you can pay me 30 copper coins, I'll send my eldest cousin brother to town this time. Chapter 312. Most importantly, she wanted to let old Zhao's family know that she wasn't so easy to negotiate with. Otherwise, once they got used to taking advantage of her, they would like to take advantage of her. Shen Pan looked deeply at Zhao Yun, as if she didn't know this Zhao Yun, When did Zhao Yun become so difficult to fool? She didn't want to care about whether old Zhao's family took the money or not. After all, it wasn't her money that they were spending. All she wanted was for Zhao Yun to send Zhao Tianlong off. Thus, she nodded and said, okay, then I'll go back and discuss it with our grandparents. Okay. Seeing Shen Pan leave, Zhao Yun sighed in relief. Old Zhao's family really knew how to stir up trouble. None of them were good people. Zhao Yun shook her head and carried the wooden basin to the riverside. The afternoon sun was gradually setting. The wind by the riverside was a little chilly. At this time, there weren't many people by the riverside. Zhao Yun washed the cloth and other things in the basin, then carried the wooden basin back. Just as she got up, her feet slipped and she almost fell into the water. Fortunately, a pair of hands suddenly stretched out from behind and pulled Zhao Yun back. Zhao Yun suddenly came close to a person. Fortunately, the two of them weren't very close. Zhao Yun quickly took a step back. Yun are you okay? It was Lu Lei. Zhao Yun looked up and saw Lu Lei's familiar face and his concerned gaze. Zhao Yun quickly shook her head and said, I'm fine, Brother Lu. Fortunately, you pulled me back. Otherwise, I would have fallen into the river. It was spring, not summer. The river was still cold. If she fell in, she would definitely catch a cold. Lu Lei also smiled. She was glad that she was here. Otherwise, if Zhao Yun really fell, she would be distressed. Just now, I saw you washing things by the river, so I came over. I didn't call you. I didn't expect that just as I walked in, you almost fell. Lu Lei explained. What a coincidence. Zhao Yun smiled. While the two of them were talking, a whistle came from not far away. Zhao Yun looked in the direction of the voice. It was a few men. These men were all from the village. Zhao Yun had seen them before, but she was not familiar with them. One was called Zhao Si, one was called Wang Meng, and the last one was called Lu Hu. This Zhao Si could be considered Zhao Yun's cousin. Zhao Baoshan also had several brothers. This Zhao Si was the grandson of Zhao Yun's father. Lu Lei knew from the whistling that these people were definitely going to make fun of him. He said to Zhao Yun, I went to Yang City with them to find a job to do these few days. I just happened to come back with them. Zhao Yun smiled. That's very good. You can earn more money by doing more work. When you go back and save money, you can buy more land. When the time came, they would have more capital. It would probably be much easier for Lu Lei to find a wife. After all, with Lu Lei's current conditions, there were very few girls who were willing to marry him. Zhao Yun just didn't say this out loud. Lu Lei nodded. Yes, I think so too. Brother Lei, you must be tired from working, right? Let's go back. Lu Lei looked greedily at Zhao Yun, but still agreed to Zhao Yun's words. Okay. When they walked to the shore, Zhao Si and the other two also walked over. The whistle blew a few more times. Chapter 313. Lu Lei blushed at Zhao Si's words. Zhao Si, what are you saying? If others heard this, I wouldn't care, but it's not good for Yun's reputation. Lu Lei was still thinking about Zhao Yun. Everything was for Zhao Yun's sake. Oh, Lu Lei, are you embarrassed? Zhao Si continued to tease him. I'm just speaking the truth. You two do look like a perfect match. You're a perfect match. You're pleasing to the eye when you stand together. Don't tell me you're not interested in me, your cousin. After Zhao Si said this, Lu Lei's face turned even redder. He didn't dare to answer Zhao Si. He was indeed thinking about Zhao Yun, but he didn't think it was good to lie. Zhao Yun saw Lu Lei's embarrassment. Zhao Si's joke couldn't be made like this. She might be gossiped about in the village again. Brother Zhao Si, your joke isn't good at all. Lu Lei and I are just friends. Now that you've said it, it's as if we have some shady business between us. You can only say this now. If someone hears it and I get scolded, I'll settle the score with you. Zhao Yun's serious face let Zhao Si know that she was serious. Zhao Si smiled embarrassedly. Cousin Yun, look at you. It's just a joke and you're angry with me. Cousin, this isn't a matter of whether I'm angry or not. It's that some jokes can be made and some can't. Don't you know that people in the village are very good at making groundless accusations? If you're joking, they might take it seriously. If anything happens, won't you be responsible? Being frightened by Zhao Yun, Zhao Si didn't know what to say. He could only apologize to Zhao Yun. Okay, okay, okay. Cousin Yuner, it's cousin's fault. Cousin shouldn't have teased you. I won't make such jokes in the future. But then again, you are also my cousin. I also want you to be well in the future. Lu Lei is really good. Are you really not going to consider him? He's working very hard now. If a woman wants to find a man, she has to find such a hard-working man. After Zhao Si finished speaking, Lu Lei was still full of anticipation. He glanced at Zhao Yuner, wanting to hear how Zhao Yuner would respond. However, Zhao Yuner said, "Fourth brother Zhao, thank you for your concern, but I know about my marriage. I don't want to get married right now. I'm living quite well with Daodu." Zhao Yun said this in front of Lu Lei, and she couldn't bear to hurt him. But in the end, she knew that since she wouldn't choose to be with someone, she shouldn't give others any thoughts. Just as Zhao Yuner expected, after she said this, Lu Lei's eyes were filled with unconcealable disappointment. Zhao Yuner stood in front of Lu Lei and felt very uncomfortable. She quickly took her leave. Looking at Zhao Yuner's back as she left, Zhao Si patted Lu Lei's shoulder and comforted him. "Lu Lei, it seems that my cousin really doesn't have any feelings for you. You're not young anymore. Since our village's Xiaohong has taken a fancy to you, why don't you marry into her family? Anyway, her family is rich, and in terms of looks, she's one of the best in our village. You won't lose out." Lu Hu and Wang Meng, who were at the side, also agreed. "That's right, Lu Lei. As the saying goes, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Why fall in love with one flower? You don't have to stay with Zhao Yuner alone." Chapter 314. If you ask me, Lu Lei, you're the one who's too silly. Xiaohong is a virgin after all. Tell me, if you don't want a virgin like her, why would you want a prostitute with a child? Wang Meng said. It seemed that he couldn't understand what Lu Lei was thinking. If Xiaohong liked me, I would have married into the Xiao family long ago. Hearing Wang Meng's words, Lu Lei immediately got angry. He grabbed Wang Meng's collar and yelled at him, "Who did you say is a prostitute? Say it again." Wang Meng was confused by Lu Lei's reaction. "I'm talking about Zhao Yuner. Isn't she a prostitute? She got pregnant before marriage and even had a child." "Lu Lei, why are you so angry? I'm just telling the truth for your own good." Wang Meng was also a little angry. Lu Lei coldly snorted and threw a punch at Wang Meng's face. "If you dare to say that Yuner is a prostitute again, you can try it." Wang Meng felt the pain and cursed at Lu Lei, "Lu Lei, you motherf asterisk cur. Are you crazy? How can you hit me as you wish? What's wrong with me scolding Zhao Yuner? Who is she to you? Why are you so protective of her? Humph, didn't you see that she was unwilling to marry you just now? Are you thinking of marrying her in the future?" Wang Meng's words became more and more unpleasant. He had been punched for nothing, so he had to get it back no matter what. Thus, he raised his fist and punched Lu Lei's face. This punch wasn't light. Lu Lei also felt the pain and tasted some blood in his mouth. Lu Lei was angry and punched Wang Meng's face again. Therefore, the two men started to fight. They were both men who worked hard every day, so they were equally matched in fighting. As a result, both of them were punched in the face and body. Zhao Si and Lu Hu hurriedly stopped the fight. "Why did you two suddenly start to fight? Seriously? We're brothers. You can't do this. Alright, stop it. You're going to kill yourselves." Because of their fight, it attracted a lot of attention. However, they were all women and were just here to watch the show. It was not good for them to stop the fight. Two big men fighting, who knows, they might even get hurt. Zhao Si and Lu Hu took a while to pull Lu Lei and Wang Meng apart. Both of their faces were bruised and swollen. They looked a little scary. "Aya, you're from the same village. Tell me, why are you two fighting? That's right. He's so ruthless. The surrounding women began to interject and talk. Wang Meng spat a mouthful of saliva on the ground. There was some blood in the saliva. Lu Lei, are you crazy? Why did you hit him? Wang Meng scolded again in a bad mood. All right. Wang Meng, stop talking. Zhao Si patted Wang Meng. It wasn't easy to pull them apart. If they continued to quarrel, wouldn't they start fighting again? Lu Lei angrily glared at Wang Meng. His eyes were a little fierce. He often hunted, so his momentum was naturally not something an ordinary person could have. He just couldn't stand Zhao Yun, being scolded by others. No matter what kind of person Zhao Yun, was, she was not qualified to be criticized by others. Moreover, they scolded her so harshly. Chapter 3:15. The onlookers watched the show and dispersed. Lu Lei looked so scary. Who knew if he would do anything to them? Brother Lu Lei, I'll take my leave too. Zhao Si said and sighed as he left. He didn't feel any pain when he was hit, but now that he was done, he felt the pain. Lu Lei took a deep breath. His face was swollen and painful. He touched his face and found that it was a little red and swollen. When he touched it, he felt blood. Hiss. Lu Lei took a deep breath. Brother Lu, are you okay? A voice sounded from behind Lu Lei. Lu Lei looked behind him. It was Xiao Hong. But at this time, Lu Lei didn't want to look at Xiao Hong. Brother Lu, you're injured. Xiao Hong exclaimed and quickly ran to Lu Lei. She took the handkerchief in her hand and wanted to wipe the blood on Lu Lei's face. Lu Lei instinctively dodged. Xiao Hong sighed and said with heartache, Brother Lu, don't move. Let me take a look at your wound, okay? Lu Lei didn't say anything. Brother Lu, I didn't do anything to you. I just wanted to show my concern for you. I really didn't mean anything else. Lu Lei said coldly, no need. Xiao Hong's eyes flashed with disappointment and sadness. She knew that Lu Lei probably still blamed her for Zhao Yun, framing her. Until now, he still didn't want to talk to her. In the face of Lu Lei's indifference, Xiao Hong still stood in place and looked at Lu Lei. She had no intention of leaving. She was worried that something unexpected would happen to Lu Lei since he was so badly injured. Just as Lu Lei was about to leave, his leg was kicked at some point. This step forward caused him to feel as if his leg was broken. As soon as he took a step forward, he almost fell forward. Xiao Hong quickly supported Lu Lei. Big brother Lu, are you alright? Xiao Hong asked with concern. Xiao Hong came close to Lu Lei. Lu Lei felt a very fragrant smell enter his nose. It was completely different from the stench of a man's sweat. For some reason, Lu Lei suddenly felt that this smell was very pleasant. I'm fine. Lu Lei said. When he wanted to push Xiao Hong away, Xiao Hong stuck to him again. Big brother Lu, you can't hide from me like this, right? Look, you're injured. How are you going to go back alone? Let me support you. Xiao Hong looked at Lu Lei with a pitiful expression. There was genuine concern in her eyes. No, thanks. Lu Lei wanted to reject her again, but once Xiao Hong clung onto him, he couldn't shake her off. Lu Lei couldn't even push her away. Xiao Hong continued, Brother Lu, I don't mean anything else. I know you don't want to interact with me, but you can't ignore your own health. You're injured now, so I'll help you back. I won't bother you anymore in the future. There was nothing wrong with Xiao Hong's words, so Lu Lei had no reason to reject her. Because Xiao Hong liked him, he would be very repulsed by her and would not be willing to get close to her. Xiao Hong didn't seem to have any other intentions this time. She just wanted to help him. If he rejected her too much, it would seem that he was too cold and overthinking things. Seeing that Xiao Hong had promised not to pester her in the future, and that there was no one else by the river, she couldn't possibly climb back without Xiao Hong's support. Chapter 316. Xiao Hong heaved a sigh of relief when she saw that Lu Lei did not reject her this time. Her heart was filled with joy. As long as she had the opportunity to be in close contact with Lu Lei, it would be easy to cultivate their relationship. The previous grudges would also be resolved. Then, Brother Lu, let me help you, Xiao Hong said with a smile. There was a touch of blush on her cheeks, with the shyness of a girl. Xiao Hong put one of Lu Lei's hands on her shoulder so that Lu Lei could bear the weight. She supported Lu Lei as he walked forward. This action and posture just happened to be more intimate. Xiao Hong felt that she was surrounded by Lu Lei's aura. Xiao Hong liked the masculine aura on the man. In addition, Lu Lei was the man she liked. Xiao Hong could not help but move closer to Lu Lei. Lu Lei frowned. He did not like Xiao Hong to be so close to him. But he had no choice now. Xiao Hong was supporting him. He could not push her away at this time. The two of them walked slowly. Looking at the blood on Lu Lei's forehead, Xiao Hong took out a handkerchief and wiped it for Lu Lei. This time, although Lu Lei frowned and seemed unwilling, he could not avoid it. On the way back, it was inevitable that they would meet women who were washing things by the river. When they saw Xiao Hong and Lu Lei leaning against each other so intimately, they took a few more glances. Some women directly joked, "Oh, why are the two of you together? Ha ha ha, you really look like a good couple." Lu Lei seems to be enlightened. He is willing to be with Xiao Hong now. Speaking of which, Xiao Hong is really good. She is much better than that Zhao Yun. Hearing the woman's words, Xiao Hong lowered her head shyly. She did not explain why she was with Lu Lei now. Lu Lei naturally didn't want others to misunderstand. If this matter between him and Xiao Hong was passed to Zhao Yun's ears, it was estimated that it would be even more impossible between him and Zhao Yun. Auntie, you misunderstood. It's just that my leg is injured, and Xiao Hong gave me a ride. The woman smiled meaningfully. All right, Lu Lei, you don't have to explain. Why didn't anyone else give you a ride? Why did only Xiao Hong give you a ride? Well, we won't meet anyone else on the way. Then why don't you ask Xiao Hong to call a man over to support you and a lady to send you off? Lu Lei was startled. Now that the woman mentioned it, he realized that it was indeed the case. Why did he have to get Xiao Hong to send him? If they didn't meet anyone along the way, he could just get Xiao Hong to call for help. Lu Lei was a little annoyed, but it was too late for regrets. Xiao Hong had almost helped him all the way to the door. Who knew how many people had seen them along the way? The woman continued, Lu Lei, let's not talk about you. Although it's fine that Xiao Hong helped you back, it's not good for her reputation. As a man, you definitely wouldn't mind. So you have to be responsible for Xiao Hong. The woman's nagging caused Lu Lei's frown to deepen. Seeing Lu Lei's worry, Xiao Hong walked over to the woman. Chapter 317. The woman was speechless at Xiao Hong's cowardice. After all, she couldn't guarantee that no one would send her back if something really happened to her in the future. The woman muttered, you really don't know what's good for you. Aren't I doing you a favor by saying that? Who doesn't know that you're interested in Lu Lei? After the woman left, Xiao Hong turned her head and said to Lu Lei, Brother Lu, don't listen to her nonsense. There was a complicated look in Lu Lei's eyes, and he felt guilty towards Xiao Hong. Lu Lei sighed and said to Xiao Hong, it's my fault for not being considerate and causing you to be criticized. Xiao Hong shook her head. Brother Lu, it's fine. Don't take their words to heart. The two of us are innocent. What's there to be afraid of? It's their thoughts that are too dirty. They're always suspicious of others. Lu Lei had an indescribable feeling in his heart. Looking at Xiao Hong's pretty face, he suddenly felt that Xiao Hong wasn't as annoying as he thought. Thank you, Xiao Hong. Xiao Hong's lips curled into a bright smile. She smiled at Lu Lei and said, It's fine, brother Lu. You don't have to be so polite with me. Lu Lei also forced a smile. It was only a few hundred meters away from his house, so Lu Lei could only continue to let Xiao Hong send him back. When they arrived at Lu Lei's house, Lu Lei stopped and said to Xiao Hong, I'm home. I'll go in by myself. Brother Lu, what's wrong? Can you go in by yourself? Xiao Hong seemed a little confused. Lu Lei explained, Xiao Hong, it's not good for a girl like you to go into my house. If someone sees you, there will probably be rumors. Firstly, he was thinking for Xiao Hong, and secondly, he was thinking for himself. He didn't want others to misunderstand what had happened between him and Xiao Hong. If she went into the house, who knew what kind of nasty rumors would spread? Brother Lu, I'm sending you back. I'm not doing anything shameful. What are we afraid of? The more we try to avoid it, the more suspicious people will be. Don't you feel like there's no one here with 300 taels of silver? When Xiao Hong said that, Lu Lei felt that it seemed to be the case. Brother Lu, one of your legs is injured. You can't jump into the house with one leg, right? If the other leg was also injured, wouldn't you be unable to move at all and have to lie on the bed? Who will take care of you then? Xiao Hong's words finally moved Lu. Lu Lei nodded. All right then. Xiao Hong, I'll have to trouble you this time. Big brother Lu, I've already said that you don't have to be so courteous. As she spoke, Xiao Hong's a bigs. Lu Lei's house wasn't big. Other than a kitchen, there was a master bedroom and a living room. Xiao Hong as she helped Lu Lei's tea. Then, when Lu Lei was lying down, he pretended to trip and fell on top of Lu Lei. Then, Lu's Lu. Lu Lei didn't have much contact with women, but he was a normal man after all, so he would have a reaction when he touched a woman. Lu Lei felt that his reaction was very shameful and he really shouldn't have done it. Brother Lu. Xiao Hong murmured softly. Her voice was a little soft. It made Lu Lei's heart feel like it was being scratched. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.